Oh shit, jumped right in. Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We're getting ready to play, dare I say, a fourth season of DayTrippers / Night Trippers.
You got it.
I didn't know this was going to happen. We're all super excited. Things are whatever. I'm just going to kick it to Tod. We'll figure it out. It's probably fine.
When last we saw our intrepid heroes, they were bouncing back and forth from world to world, reality to reality. Ever since the Frank bubble burst, it seems that every world they touch just falls apart. It begins disintegrating or bursting into flames or turning into a Dali painting within 24 hours of them getting there. And they always have to get into a ship and bounce the fuck out. They've done this several times now, including one trip back to the multiversal cow. And so making it back to what they thought at the time was home Earth, all indications looked right. They're in the Marduk, in the bay at Diaspora, when Jacko Constance, the foreman on duty, says, hey, Nash, can I get a visual on you? And Jack comes to the windscreen and waves over at Jacko, and he says, hang on just a minute. I don't know what's going on here, but we just got a call from you, says to prepare a bay. You're coming in from Dreer, and you're just about to meet your second selves. This has actually happened once before, and it wasn't good. There was a huge explosion. It destroyed Diaspora Labs just as you were jumping out. You do not want this to happen again. When you realize that the second versions of you are coming back in a second version of the same ship that you are currently in, it is absolutely uncertain what might happen to reality right now, and nobody knows what the fuck to do. Nash turns and looks at Reggie. Reggie, his eyes are rolling back in his head. Sweat is breaking out on his brow. It looks like he's lucid dreaming really, really hard. You don't know what he's trying to do. Trae, you turn and you notice that Reggie's hands are shaking violently, so fast it looks like you can see through him. And then he passes out and falls to the floor. Nash screams out his name as Reggie's head hits the floor hard. And he stops moving. Time has frozen in a tableau with Reggie on the ground, Nash in the middle of screaming his name and reaching out to him, Trae just turning and looking at this whole predicament. Time freezes there. You feel yourself trying to move. Every atom in your body is trying to do what it's accustomed to doing, but time itself is pushing back against you. And everything goes black, and you find yourself in a completely different landscape. Go ahead and check out this screen here. Welcome to an alternate Earth. Leslie, I'm jumping over to you. You've been combing the wastelands. The storm is rolling in. There are a number of drones headed this way from the city. That's never a good thing. And what's surprising is this time they usually send out only one drone at a time. This time there are 3, and they are armed.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right now you're about 2 clicks from the camp where the clan is ostensibly waiting for you. It may not be a good idea to run straight back because these drones may have sight on you now.
Yeah, she's going to try and lead them on a merry chase then.
Okay, from around here, a couple of options. You can go toward the old busted freeway, or you can go toward a little further away and to the east is...
Did we lose time?
We have lost Tod.
Technical
He'll be back.
difficulties.
This is where we get to take over the story now. This is the best part. Okay, one of the drones comes down with a box of candies,
Oh, she's
and
back,
the
he's
other
back, he's
one
back.
has
He's back.
a 6-pack of root beers.
And
Oh, wait.
vodka. I was like,
One of the drones has killed the GM, and now it's somebody else's turn.
okay, so she's going to sort of like check out the general area that she's at. First of all, has anything strange happened that she is like, that would give her any indication of why these drones are coming this way? Like, was there any noise or explosion or odd anomalies?
Give me a brains roll. Let's beat a 3.
Okay, so help me out here. What am I doing? What am I rolling?
Okay, the dice are all d6s.
Yes.
You're going to roll as many as your brain stat.
Okay.
You're going to take the highest one. If there's an applicable skill, you add that to the highest one.
All right, I'm rolling 3d6. I have 3 brains. All right, so the highest is a 5. So there's 2 5s and a 3.
Okay, so actually this is going to be a yes and. You do know that there has been a little bit of activity lately between CivSec and Wolfram. Wolfram has occasionally sent out bounty hunters looking for you. It maybe happens once or twice a year. You did one of your team members. Let me see. I guess it was probably Drill. Your buddy Drill has been listening to the CivSec Municipal Police Radio, and he did catch your name being mentioned in one of these communications between CivSec and Wolfram. You are a person of interest.
Okay, so they may just be hunting me. As far as I know, they're after me.
Well, after failing to catch you for the last 2 years, it may be that Wolfram has gone to Civic Security to call in the big guns.
Nothing to worry about. Everything's fine. Okay.
Now they're still like a click away. You see them coming because they're lit. They have spotlights. They're watching the ground.
Okay.
So you don't actually know if you've been seen or not. If you run, you can run straight south back to the clan. You can run sort of southwesterly, which will take you to the remains of the freeway. There's another freeway to the north, but you don't want to run toward the drones. And then if you run due west, there's the power plant, which actually still works. The city gets a lot of its power from a geothermal plant out there. It's highly secured, and it's in the middle of a badlands.
Interesting. Okay. What do I think would be the better choice? Here's what her plan is. She knows that the electrical plant is secured. What she's going to try to do is trick the electrical plant into getting rid of her little problem.
Okay, and I want to back myself up. You rolled to see whether you knew why they might be here. You got a yes and. So I told you the yes. You get to tell me an and. What else do you realize?
What else does she realize?
Doesn't have to be directly related. It could be something incidental.
I think she probably realizes that she maybe only has a certain amount of time to do this because there's more storms coming.
Oh, there are actually. Yeah, the storms are just starting to pick up. So you're going toward the power plant then.
Yeah.
And I imagine dodging among the rubble and trying to keep a low profile as much as possible. Do you have a skill like stealth or survival?
I have stealth. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to want a grace roll from you plus stealth. You want to beat a 4 on this.
All right. Well, I have a grace of 4 and a stealth of 2.
Yeah, this is difficult because they are actively looking for you.
Okay, let's see what I can do here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I need another one. All right, I need to dump all these out here and dump.
So Leslie,
I
it'll
should
just be
also.
the 4. So your stats are what determine the dice pool. So if your grace is 4, it'll be 4 dice, and then you add a +2 to the result.
Okay. I got a 6, a 2, a 2, and a 3.
Oh, nice. That is another yes and. So you do manage to evade being spotted. You're keeping a low profile as you crawl through rubble and down on your belly at times, and then from one hiding spot to another hiding spot, and something good happens. What is it?
Ooh. So I would say something good like one of the drones sets off some other piece of latent security equipment and basically ends up getting into, like, gets damaged somehow.
While searching for you, one of the drones spins, thinking that it's seen some kind of movement. Now, you realize, by the way, that what that movement actually is Drill, who's been calling its attention by waving a flag and then ducking behind a burnt-out car. However, he does cause one of the drones to fire in such a way that it hits the other one. One of the drones goes spinning down somewhere in the wreckage over there. Drill is watching out for you. And at that moment, you start to feel a queasy feeling. Reality is sort of getting nauseous. You want to fall down. Brains roll, beat 2.
All right. 3 dice. 4.
You are about to be in the presence of a reality flux. Some people call them fractures. Some people call them vortexes. You've never known anyone to go through one and come out again. Quite a few people have been lost to them in the past. They move quite unpredictably. They open up like an electrical hole to another reality, a rift in time and space. Somewhere near you, it's about to happen. That queasy feeling is the early warning. And you pretty much have to choose a random direction to run in.
Okay. All right. So how about northwest?
You run to the northwest, trying to put yourself out of the zone, the feeling, the terrible nausea, and what you do feel like you're getting away from it, and you turn around to check. And I want to share another window. I really hate this thing. Okay, I'm going to try welcome again. Let's allow that. John, go ahead and allow that. I'm just getting it out of the way, though. Here's your establishing shot, right? Now I'll share another one. There it is. To the left and right, you see the accustomed orange, burnt-out sky of the terrain, and that's your shoulder in the left corner. We're looking over your shoulder. The vortex has opened up into what looks like a hallway made of concrete. Down at the end, it's got doors on the left and right, and a light coming from the far end of it. I want you to make a psyche roll. Beat a 4.
Okay. I definitely did not beat a 4.
Okay. You're about to go into shock. You're going to lose control of your character for a moment. Do you have an idea what Ulla's shock response is, or do you want me to roll one randomly?
I think her shock response. I would say
You're losing it. You've just seen something that's impossible.
Yeah. So I think she might freeze.
In that case, you freeze in place. From the back of the vortex, you see 2 human forms. They're running this way. As they come closer, they're grabbing each other by the hand. One is pulling the other along, and they leap through the vortex into your world. Nash and Reggie, welcome to the hellscape.
Reg, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? Did you do that? Where the hell are we?
By the way, did I just say Nash and Reggie? Because I mean,
You did, yeah, you did. I froze. I got nervous for a second. You did say it.
Yeah,
You and Trae?
That's
I'm
canon
so
now.
accustomed to Nash and
Tod.
Reggie. They almost—it's like a married couple. You say their names together, and you're just not accustomed to saying them apart. You know.
So they
It is
come leaping
Trae.
out of this thing and like literally like into Ulla, basically. Like you just collide.
If I could retcon
you guys
one
literally
quick
run
thing.
right into this woman, and I also want you to describe yourselves.
Yeah. If I could retcon one quick thing, Trae would not hold Nash's hand.
Yeah.
No, you have to, because Trae is the first one who begins to figure out how to push through the time barrier.
Okay. So I'm literally, it's not so much holding his hand, but pulling him through.
You're
Pulling me.
pulling
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
All right. I can do that.
So then instead, when we bust out, I'm like, Trae, what the fuck? Where we go? What is this? What is this? Where's Reggie?
Immediately, Trae will start flipping through his ARLs, seeing if there's anything, any signal available.
All right, so she sees these guys show up. Where are the drones?
Thankfully, you've lost the drones, but here is the vortex disappears, leaving you in this hellscape. Guys, this is what you see, and you literally just collided with this woman, and then the
She turns
vortex
around and
behind you disappears.
Yeah. She's looking around frantically, like as you guys like run into her, she then like sort of scrabbles back up onto her feet. She's looking around and she's like, "Where the fuck are the drones? Where are the drones?" And she's down. Just
sorry.
down.
What? And like Nash immediately ducks.
So she's
Okay,
like
let's
crouched
get
down
a-
low.
Can I get a visual on you guys? Describe yourself real quick.
Oh yeah. Fuck. I don't. What? Trae, didn't you buy us? Are we still in the clothes that you?
Yeah,
bought us
you
from, like,
are.
whatever.
Yeah,
So
we are.
So I think Nash is wearing like a teal. I don't remember, like a teal Scylla Sardassian, like follow my ass shirt with what was it? Jeans. Jesse, do you remember it all? I don't even remember.
Probably, yeah.
So like a pair of jeans and like sneakers.
I
Oh my
remember
God.
Looks like a
correctly,
tourist.
the shirt was animated, so the cheeks of the
It
ass
was,
go
yeah.
up and down. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And he's, like I think Nash is like 6 foot, $180. He's kind of wiry, short military style haircut. Yeah, I mean, clean shaven, blonde hair, blue eyes. Yeah, but
okay, and
he
Leslie,
looked
you may have never seen anybody dressed in a style like this, but the closest thing you can think is like the suburban yuppie types who live in Fresco, the nicest part of the city.
Yeah. She's just like looking at these guys like they have literally dropped off of another planet. What does Trae look like?
Trae is probably about 5'10", really like trim, slender build. Similar clothing of like that just garbage outlet clothes, except he is actually still wearing kind of almost like combat style boots, but you can't really tell if it's like for the fashion or not. And he has like almost like high end, not like high end sweat, but like sweatpants on that you then like tucked into the boots. And then the kind of key factor of him, he has that similar military high and tight haircut. But he has these kind of glassy blue eyes that have just a weird ethereal look to them.
Okay.
Actually, I don't even make you do a brains roll for this one. Ulla, you recognize those eyes? They're the same brand as Keck, who runs the clan. Those are cybernetic eyes.
Okay. So looking at these two, all right, so half of her instinct is to pull a gun on them, and the other half of her instinct is to help them. And I'm trying to figure out which one is going to win right now. So did they seem just completely like they don't seem like tactically aware right now? They seem like freaked out, like they have gone through something terrible, right?
If I recall
when you say
correctly,
drop,
you guys do carry, but you're not holding your weapons
Well,
in hand, right?
Nash, yeah, we usually do. Nash lost all his stuff. Trae didn't, though. So he actually does have his pistol on him, and it would with the clothes that he's wearing, it probably would be over the shirt. So it's in like a shoulder holster, like
Shoulder hold.
those like shoulder holsters. So he has a pistol like under his left armpit, basically.
All right,
Okay,
they
so
seem relatively
the big guy's
harmless.
got a gun, but he's not wearing
Yeah.
any armor. Neither one of them
Yeah.
is in a uniform. These guys are not from CivSec.
Yeah. Okay. So she kind of like does a quick like once over, like as soon as she realizes that the drones are gone, and she's tried at least to pull you guys down so that you're not like such big targets, and she's sort of crouched down, and so she has like olive, like sort of just a darker complected skin. She's got black hair, dark eyes, but her eyes have an interesting and weird cybernetic sheen to them as well. A little different from what you've got, but obviously some sort of alteration there.
Mm-hmm.
And she's dressed post-apocalyptic. Is that an accurate description?
Post-apocalyptic realness, I think is what they
Post-apocalyptic
say.
vibe, right? So I mean, it's just like she's got on like easily camouflaged colors for the environment. So there's like rusty browns and sort of blacks, and she has what look to be like layers of wrapping that kind of go up over her head to provide both shade and so she can put it across her face, because the dust storms are really terrible and the other storms are really awful too, and she doesn't want to breathe all that stuff. She has some sort of like probably like simple like respirator to like filter air when things get really, really bad. She has somewhat tactical gear on. She probably cobbled together what she could steal. And then in the 2 years that she's been out here, she's kind of picked and replaced pieces, and she's got like, wrapped sleeves and things kind of cover her everywhere to kind of protect her from a pretty caustic environment, I would think. So she's pretty much wrapped head to toe. She's about 5'8", like, medium build. She looks athletic. If anything, she maybe looks a little thin, but you're not, this doesn't really, it's not like the sort of place where you can just go to McDonald's.
Okay, so just from looking around, a quick glance, you see burnt out buildings. You see the ground still on fire from like radiation and underground oil fires and shit. This place is obviously post-apocalyptic. It's been eradicated by war. And judging by the outfit, this is a local. And this local is pulling you down to the ground and telling you, stay down, stay down.
Yeah, Nash immediately does so, right? Like instincts start to kick in then.
All right. Who the hell are you, and how did you get here? What the fuck was that?
Where are we? Fuck, is this Earth? Is this another Earth?
Ooh, right.
When you pushed through the vortex, you guys, you felt that slicing you through the middle feeling that you get when you slip. Of course, you weren't in a ship. Well, you were standing in a slip ship, but there was no capacitor. This has never happened before. Something Reggie did the moment before he blacked out. He was trying to lucid dream as hard as he could. And then he fell down, and then here you are.
So she mentioned the drones. Am I picking up any signals in the area?
You're not going to like this. You're not in range of anything.
Silence.
So Trae he'll slump down. He'll hide because she told him to, and Nash is doing it.
Yeah.
But at this point, he is now like slumped and just staring like blankly forward.
She thinks he's gone into shock, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nash like creeps forward and like slaps him in the face a couple times. He's Trae, stay with me, buddy. You still here?
Yes. Yes.
What's the matter?
Yes.
You all right?
And he'll still look around, and you'll see him kind of like flick a couple of times, and
he's struggling.
I'm here. Yes.
There's a storm coming. There's dark clouds and lightning from the north, and it's coming this way.
Tod, quick question.
There's another
What
drone
year
out.
is it?
It is the year 2122.
So in answer to your question, it's 2122.
And we left. All right, so when you say that, then Nash just like he pales a little bit and he looks at Trae and he says, "We left 2119." Trae is, and then he looks at Ulla and he says, "Is this Earth?"
The one and the same.
As far as I know.
And he like his head just kind of drops and he's like, "Fuck."
From the limited study I've done on slip dynamics, time travel within a similar dimension is extremely possible. This is especially the unorthodox way that we have apparently done this. I would not leave it out of the realm of possibility.
So you've been time traveling. That's what that thing was that I saw. So you did this on purpose. Like you can go back?
Reggie, make a roll.
Oh, no, we did not do this on purpose. And I do not know if we can go back.
Did you see anybody else? And Nash kind of like half gets up and starts looking around. It's like, Reg!
There was no one else. It was just the two of you. Okay, quick question. There's a storm coming. If there's nothing that you need in this immediate area, we should get the hell out of here.
Something weird happens just then. John, what happens?
Who,
John
me?
Beta?
Oh, you want me to say what happens? Oh, okay.
Something weird happens right then.
Now, are you talking about when they were discussing the gear or the fact that it was Earth?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
First thing, man.
Do you want me to say the first thing?
Pop it off the stack.
Well, okay. I guess the first thing that would pop into my head is that inside of both Trae and Jack's mind, they hear Reggie laughing his ass off.
Yeah, they do. Thank you.
And you know, like
Thank
Nash stands up and starts looking around. Like, Reg?
I'll immediately grab Nash and pull down. I can imagine Trae and Ulla on either side of him.
But Reggie's here. We got to get Reggie.
Nope.
He's straight looking around. Reggie is not here.
No, you, Mr. Nash, we are clearly hallucinating from the travel that we had just done. We are very easily, it is explained with, we could possibly be quantum entangled, which is why we are sharing a hallucination at the moment. But it is not something to pay attention to at the moment.
The fuck have y'all been up to? All right, let's get out of here, all right?
Yeah, Ulla, these guys are talking crazy talk.
She's just like, literally, she's gone. I mean, she's just like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I need to get back to safety. So they can just as long as they keep moving.
I think if you start moving off, then they would follow, right? Like they might continue for a minute. Oh fuck, she left. Like, come on, Trae, we gotta go.
Okay, so let me show you where you're at. Oh, come on, I've got to have it open.
And I guess as they're walking, Nash is like,
No, that's not it.
sorry, who are you? Where are we going?
My name is Ulla, and you're going to my clutch because we need to get somewhere safe. There's a storm coming, and she points at the storm. That storm coming here.
Oh, right. I'm Jack Nash. We're from the past, I guess.
What
Go ahead and
past
share
were you
this.
wearing that?
Well,
This is
that's a long
this is
story.
because we got blood on our clothes and we were too out of place for it, so we had to change.
You see an eyebrow raise.
Well, and
Off
there was blood.
Off to the west. Off to the west. That beam of light way out there? It just activates. You can hear the sound from half a mile away as this beam of light shoots up into the sky. Ulla, you know what this is. That's the geothermal generator, and it's basically doing what it does every day. It's creating energy from the lava flows underneath the surface and sending that to the city. You have been thinking for some time, you and your whole clan, about there's got to be some way we can tap that power. But this is not the way back to the clan. This is the way you were going to get away from the drones.
Yes. All right. Drones are gone. I have 2 random people. I don't think she's going to go on an engineering venture to go check out the geothermal power right now.
Well, that's something that Keck and Drill are always discussing. Like, there must be some way we can tap that. It's such a huge potential source of power. We could make the garden much larger, etc., etc.
Yeah. Okay. She does when it lights up. She does point over because I'm sure they look, and she's like, "It's geothermal power for the city, not for us."
I assumed it was some sort of weapon. Thank you for stating that.
Is it broken?
You're interesting. No, it's just how it functions.
Okay. Shit. What do we need to know?
Oh, well, so much. First of all, we need to get you some different clothes. You need to cover up a bit more. This environment's going to be a bit hard on your skin. Probably your lungs too.
Now that you said cover up, I want Trae's shirt to be like that borderline where it's almost a belly shirt. Where just puts his hands up a little bit, then
A crop t-shirt.
right, yep.
All right. Well, let's get you back and get you some sort of clothing, and we'll do something about all of this, and then we can sit and talk. But when we're not out in the open, there are things that are hunting me, and I just don't really want to give them a larger target than usual, especially with the 2 of you.
If you have things hunting you, you're a lot more trusting than I venture that we would be.
All right.
She kind of stares at him like,
Right? Like, he stops and like looks like, you're sure, right? Like, I mean, I know I'm not a whatever, but guy that just jumped out of a time portal.
well, the ones who usually come hunting me wouldn't have had a conversation with me.
That's fair. If it's any consolation, we're at your mercy. I mean, we're obviously not equipped. We don't know where we are. We don't know. I mean, I guess we know when we are, but yeah, a safe place would be good. If you could put us up, we could help around your play, help in the community till we can figure out what's going on. I mean,
she like slaps both of you on the backs and says, "Listen, it'll be all right. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. I mean, you're not the first ones to just like magically show up around here, and we had to figure out what to do with you. However, it's the first time it's ever happened through a portal from the past. But it's a Tuesday."
And to be fair, Mr. Nash, we also do not know if this is our future or not. We could be in an alternate existence.
This is
For all
this
you
is
know,
interesting.
the future of our reality could be perfectly fine.
I mean, we haven't been home in a long time, Trae. I don't know. I hope this one. I hope this isn't the one.
Okay, let me make a suggestion here for a montage as you guys are walking back to the clan. Ulla's leading the way. Trae is asking about this world. And Leslie, if you have access to Discord,
I do somewhere. Let's see. Yep,
little
there it is.
crash my machine of opening. I sent you a DM that included sort of like the history of the last 100 years.
Okay.
This could be the story that you repeat to them in the voiceover as we see you progressing back to the camp.
Okay, so you want me to read this?
Oh, that would be great.
All right, so the year is 2122. Throughout the 21st century, a series of brutal military conflicts, biological disasters, and natural catastrophes caused massive death and destruction, plunging much of the world into a small, dark age, which lasted for several decades. When civilization came online again, the population had been greatly reduced, and the first stirrings of the Great Rebuilding came from within the experimental smart cities built shortly before the collapse, sometimes within or upon the derelict remains of existing cities. These new cities have sprung to vitality quickly, owing to the preservation of AI systems and infrastructure. While much of the world struggled against barbaric circumstances, smart cities became the centers of new geopolitical regions, and it looked like the future might turn out brighter after all. Until 2 years ago, when the reality fractures began to appear. Then the cracks in civilization started showing pretty fast.
And you made it back to the camp. I'll introduce you to the peoples.
And when she mentions the whole kind of reality fractures thing, Trae will lean over to Nash and just be like, do you think that it is a possibility that the events that we went through were the things that caused these reality fractures, and now we are in the future that we in our present and their past created?
And
These guys
Nash
talk some
pales a
weird
little bit.
shit. Ulla.
Yeah. I mean, he's like, oh, I hope not. I mean, we didn't, because Charlie took us to, we didn't really do anything. I
think our best bet
You know
is
what?
to get to
Something
one
weird
of these
happened
cities and see if we can run some analysis on the data that they have.
yeah, if
At
you
this
can,
point, you guys are at the camp.
Mm.
And Ulla is beginning to introduce you to people. We go from hut to hut and we meet people who are like either in or out of their hut, working on a vehicle or fixing their gun or tending their garden or whatnot. I will introduce all of the people to you in a minute, but while you're meeting Keck, she's sort of the leader around here, the matriarch. She's also the eldest, and she runs the garden, which is hydroponic. It grows below ground. She also has bionic eyes, by the way, so you notice that. While you're talking to her, another weird thing happens. John Babe, what is it?
Do you need me to roll something first?
No.
All right. So not fully understanding the layout of where they are and everything, I would like to maybe in Trae's sort of purview, like his vision, I want to sort of connect with that a little bit and highlight maybe areas of the general vicinity that he's in that he can maybe feel a little bit whole. Connect, maybe, is that, if that's possible?
Trae, give me a psyche roll. B3.
Ooh, that's a 6.
Boom.
That's a yes and. Trae, there's a process operating inside your head. You're getting mixed CRC signals. You're being hacked, and
if I'm being hacked, then I assume there is a some type of local signal being outputted. Then, right?
you do assume that, but the and is something good for you.
Well, yes, that would be very good for me. If I'm able to locate the signal, then I can attempt to trace it back and block and or fight back.
That's the problem. There's no network. There's simply a presence in your head making file some alterations, and you've just noticed it. But now you're beginning to feel affected by it. And since the and was sort of like almost an illusion that you had,
Yeah.
you're now starting to feel a little bit more oriented. You know exactly where the power plant is. You know where the city is. Measurements appear on your map. It is as though you had sent out some of your AIs to do a scouting run and come back and report to you with a visual map.
Mm-hmm.
Although you don't have access to any kind of network, this data just appeared in your head. It filled out the map of the area for like surrounding 2-3 miles.
Yeah, I'm immediately let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna send Faltu to do a quick security scan and basically lock everything down. Like she's gonna do like a perimeter search of my system just to make sure that everything is secure.
Okay, so it's a little bit awkward. It's while you're talking to Keck and she's asking you guys where you came from and what skills you might have to contribute to the community. She doesn't really care so much about your past. That's all up to you. When she says where you came from, she means like, Ulla tells me you're from another world. What's that about? But her primary interest is what skills do you bring? Since we're going to be feeding you, you need to be helping us. And she's right in the middle of asking you guys that question when suddenly Trae gets this weird look on his face. And then he sits down and he goes into like, he starts moving his fingers around his head. Quietly.
Yeah, he turns like 20 degrees away from her and is just like immediately just
his fingers are doing something like magic or whatever, who knows. And Nash, it falls on you to explain this antisocial behavior.
Yeah, Nash just look like everybody turns to like look at Trae, and he kind of shrugs and he says, "You get used to it." He's got the computer in his head, so he'll sometimes he just tunes out if he's got something going on. You guys have a local network here that he's connected to?
No, and a good thing as well, because if there's a network, they can find us.
Okay.
Maybe he's got a reboot.
You know what? Anyone with DNI could potentially be useful, though. We've found some vehicles around here that we might be able to salvage. Hey, Drill, how's that truck coming? And Drill comes out to the front of his cabin. He's got oil stains all over him. He's like, there's a lot of parts missing, but I think I can make it work. And Keck is just kind of smiling. See if you can hook up a DNI rig for that thing. We could use an extra driver.
Trae could probably do it. He's good at all that stuff. We were soldiers where we came from, contractors. I could shoot. You need me to move stuff? I mean, whatever. It's we'll do whatever we can to help you if you're going to take us in. We got to figure out how to
have first watch tonight because and here she turns to Ulla. Those drones have been coming too close, and we all know who they're looking for.
Yeah. Shifty eyes to Ulla.
We're gonna have to take them out.
All right. I don't want to take them out near here because it'll just draw more attention to this location. So I'll have to go out probably on some sort of scouting mission, find a good location to take them out and do it from there. Maybe one of the industrial
I think you're gonna
areas.
have to do that sooner rather than later. And here she looks at Trae and then back at Nash again. Maybe you could use a couple soldiers.
Sure, a bit of a test.
You give me a rifle, I'm good. Maybe some different clothes. Like we stick out a little bit here, and he kind of like looks around at the dull, awful landscape.
She will.
Yeah, you look like an American tourist in a Cambodian war zone.
Yeah. she will go help scrounge up some clothing for you. And meanwhile, she's keeping one eye on Trae, just kind of like as she sort of walks away, and I assume she's taking Nash to go get some clothes. She's like, if he does that in the middle of combat, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. Does he do that all the time?
No, I mean, well, yes and no. He's never done it in combat. Usually, if he's looking something up, or if he's puzzling on something, he may tune out a little bit, or if he's connecting some dots together. But he's I've never had to worry about him that way. He gets a little rambunctious sometimes.
Fact, when he applies that brain talent of his to combat directly, he's actually quite amazing. He can figure out like the trajectories of things with immediate calculations and shit like that.
All right. Well, let's get you some clothes.
Yeah,
The
thanks.
butts are a little distracting.
Yeah. I think this was Trey's idea of a joke. I'm not really sure. And he kind of like looks back over his shoulder.
Oh, jokes. Oh, this is a good sign.
No, Mr. Nash, this was my attempt to have us blend in. See, what I had done is went onto the internet and found the most popular fashions at that moment, and then I chose from that. I cross-referenced to what we could afford at the time, and this is what it was.
I mean, you did good. I mean, we were naked, so like it's.
Oh, you were, yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I was covered in blood. Remember?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Solicitorasian's "Follow My Ass" line was a top seller that year, and your cargo shorts are from Jimmy Buffett, who's on his 7th clone.
There's like parrots and shit stitched in the pockets are.
Amazing.
So you do manage to scrounge up some clothes, and unfortunately, there's no real armor to speak of. So you guys are just basically going to be at armor class 0. And you do have a lovely meal. Keck brings out plates, and there are 3 little kids helping out. They live with Keck, Jake, Golly, and Cha-Cha. The oldest is 11, the youngest is 5. And they're very well behaved. These kids were actually rescued. They were abandoned by their parents, found in the ruins by drill, and brought back to the camp, where Keck has been taking care of them for about a year now. So they bring out these plates of steamed vegetables, and they're all grown underground right here in Keck's garden, which afterwards she'll be happy to show you. And it may be, as things are becoming dark and stormy, the lightning comes close, but the storm veers off to the east. It never hits the camp, so that's good, but it's still windy and unpredictable weather in general, which, of course, it's Tuesday. A new storm could hit without warning at any time. When the storm passes, though, after dinner, you've got clear skies for a little bit. And it's nice. And it's especially nice from a tactical standpoint, because you once again see 3 drones coming this way from the city.
All right. So, up for a little adventure.
Yeah. Can you get me a rifle? You guys have one to spare?
Sure we do.
At a wealth level 1, you do have a rifle to spare. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I can get you a rifle, and I think I've got them reasonably clothed now, at least somewhat closer.
Yeah, and actually, you guys, that she wasn't lying about the air here. It is caustic. You're starting to get used to breathing it, but at first it kind of burned your lungs a little bit, and you are really happy when you get some skin covering. It's just grimy and oily. The air is oily.
Nash would not break the rifle down, but pull the clip, clear the chamber, like go through just to make sure that I'm familiar with, if it's something different than what we're used to, just to familiarize myself with it before we go out.
Okay, you do that. It is a popular model. Actually, you recognize the brand name, but not this exact model. So it's like an alternate Earth version of a gun you've seen before.
Okay.
You figure out how to clean it, and you guys set off. On your way out, Tech stops you. She points in the direction of the drones. She points at you, Ulla. She actually taps you on the chest. And she's like, "Don't you let them find us. You know I'll have to kick you out."
I know.
I don't want to do that.
I know.
All right, go.
She heads out. She's quiet at first and doesn't really say anything for the first bit that she's walking. She's just sort of picking her route carefully. I think she's probably heading for some sort of like derelict industrial building, someplace where these drones have to get in. Essentially, they have to fly through buildings and get in close contact with her to find her, so that she can take them out around blind corners and stuff like that.
All right, so we're looking for some buildings, some cityscape. Let me see what I can find for you.
If you're quiet, I don't think Nash says anything. I mean, unless Trae starts up a conversation.
That's Trae's favorite topic is quiet.
Yeah,
So
that's what I figured. I didn't want to speak for you. So yeah, if you're quiet, he just follows. If you're upright, he's upright. If you if we're low to the ground, crouch. Like now we're like in Nash's mind. Now we're working, right? Like all of that. Like I don't know where Reggie is, and I'm like it bothers me that he's not here. But I've got Trae. Clearly, Reggie did something. So we're like we've got to go fix whatever your situation is, right? Because if nothing else, it earns us some trust that we're.
She's very somber after that conversation with Keck. Like she just, it obviously affects her, and she goes from being like, not like super bubbly, lighthearted, but she was definitely much more easily conversating with you. And then after like her and Keck kind of have that little interchange, she just sort of she's quiet for a bit. So she'll lead you for a while, and she'll sort of spend some time like pointing out like these are normal things that you need to look out for in this immediate environment, right? Like I'm not sure, Tod, what sort of stuff is on the ground there, but I'm assuming there's like unexploded ordnance, there's toxic chemical spills, there is
not only all the stuff that you wrote to me in the Discord, so yes, occasionally unexploded ordnance, very unstable ground, but also oil fires below the ground. And just the wind will occasionally just whip up just like burning smoke in random directions.
Dust, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So she'll talk about all of that. She'll talk about the storms too. She's like, when the storms come, you really need to wrap up everything that can possibly be wrapped up, put on some goggles, like cover everything. I will say this. It's really important. If you get a strange sensation, a bit like your stomach is dropping out, like you're about to fall, say something, all right? Because those reality-shattering moments that we've been having seem to be, they begin with that strange feeling, all right?
We'll do. We'll let you know.
And every time Ulla points something out, even though Trae, he doesn't have access to everything, he'll take a screenshot of it and he'll tag it, and so that Rodash can constantly scan the vision, and even if Trae doesn't catch it, perhaps his bot will, to give him like a little bit of a heads up.
Gotcha. Ulla, while talking and filling you in, and while Trae's taking his screenshots, has led you to a place where the freeway approached what once was a small suburb outside the city, and now it's just a burned out bunch of buildings. The houses are almost completely flattened, but there are some of the larger buildings still remaining, and parts of the freeway are still standing. This seems like a good place to take that stand you were talking about.
Okay.
And by the way, brains roll B to 3.
For Ulla or for everybody?
Trae and Nash, you guys can all do it.
No.
Okay.
All right.
Huh, only a 4. Success, though.
6.
Nice. Trae?
6.
All right. We have 2 ands coming. Okay, you both noticed that the drones are coming this way, or you all noticed that the drones are coming this way, and Ulla and Trae.
Let's see. And something good for me?
And something good happens. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be directly about the drones. It could be like, you found it, you had an extra candy bar the whole time. It could be anything.
I think she finds so like as they were like picking through like a particular area, she actually finds like a burnt out looking vehicle, and she happens to glance inside.
Got
and
one right
like
there.
yeah, and like shoved in the back of it there is sort of like basically like a tactical shield or of some sort, like some sort of something that she can use strap on.
Oh, yeah. In fact, it used to be a cop car, and the cop and there's a full suit of riot gear in the car.
Amazing. She will quickly, like anything useful in that car, she is stripping it, and she's like this and this and this and this.
Okay, so
Nash drops into Overwatch then while you're doing that.
yeah, so Ulla opens up the hood, starts pulling out copper parts, starts pulling out wires. A couple smaller pieces like spark plugs you can carry on you. Larger stuff like carburetors, I don't know if you want to bring that around, but you're going to make a note of this because there might be some parts here Drill can use for that truck that he's working on.
Okay.
Trae, you also get an and. You notice the drones and
he gets a shy, like taps on his screen, and he notices that you said there's 3 drones?
Yep.
They have a localized network that allows the 3 of them to communicate with each other.
They absolutely do, and you have jumped on that fucker.
Yeah.
Can I make a combat tactics roll to try to find the best positions for an ambush here?
Yes, you absolutely can. Let's call it 3.
All right.
There's a lot of stuff you could use here. It's not real hard.
Sure. Yeah, I got a 5 total.
Okay, so give me a general idea. Out here in the open, or are you going inside a building, shoot out a window, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, so I think like as Ulla's, ripping the car apart, Nash is on Overwatch, Trae's taking his pictures and doing all this stuff. He says, look, we can get him in a blind corner here. Look, if I get to that top of the building, Trae, maybe you want to jump in this car? Ulla, I don't know. Do you want them to see you? Because we could just, if you want to stand out here, we can probably take two of them out right away. If you think you can cap the third. I mean, they know you're here, right?
I do not mean to appear as though I would throw you under the bus, but you would be good bait.
Yes, I realize that. It's Tod, question: have they seen me at all? Do they have any solid proof that I'm still alive out here, or is it all like they're just supposing? Did we lose Tod? Tod's frozen.
He is just he's enjoying that draw.
You just
Woo! And I realize that sounds bad out of character because you don't know. So it's like, hey, what?
Yeah,
right,
no.
exactly.
There,
Yep.
right?
100%. In her head, she's like going,
Well,
Hey,
I'll
person that we
up.
just met a couple hours ago, and you were kind of forced to take along with you. Why don't you stand out in the open and let the drones see you?
yeah. She's like, I don't know that I trust you guys that much.
Yeah, no, that is totally fair. But I will. Nash will follow up.
Amazing.
When that look crosses your face, like what the fuck?
Like, do you hear yourself right now?
Mr. Nash, as an alternative, I potentially might be able to get on board one of those drones. I will be busy, so that only leaves one other person to potentially draw their attention.
Do you like? He looks at Ulla, who's like looking like, are you fucking serious right now?
Mm-hmm.
Look, we can both hide. Do you want to stay out in the open? I mean, they don't know who we are. Do you think you can? Do you think you can hack them?
Hack them. No.
Trae?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Oh, I thought I lost you there for a minute. Yeah, look, hey, like he holds
Sorry,
up.
he's like up over here right now, following their signal on the map.
He's already started hacking.
He's already.
He turns to Ulla and says, "Look, I know how that's. I didn't mean it. Like I know how it sounded, but that's not what I meant. Like, because I know you don't know. Look, we're just trying to help. I don't know what your whole deal is, but like, if Keck wants these drones taken out, look, like we can help do that."
Well, here's the only thing: if they get an actual ID on me, it just means they're going to keep sending more. So that would, because they'll immediately try and satellite that information back to the city, right? So ideally, they don't actually see me. They just have some indication that I'm there, and then they're looking for me. Probably the best thing for me to do is to be inside one of the buildings and like throw something out or something to get their attention, so they start heading into the building or heading towards me, towards one of the buildings, and you can maybe shoot them from there.
No, perfect.
Do you believe as though if they have any sense of a life form that they will be attracted to that?
Any life form will get their attention, but well, any humanoid life form will get their attention.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So they don't know that you're here per se, then, right?
They suspect that I am here, and they are looking for me specifically.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, if you want to take the building, then I can take the car, this little overhang under here,
right.
Get a good shot down. That way, less chance of them seeing you then.
Yeah.
Do you believe that the two of you could take out one each?
Yes.
Nash just kind of shrugs. He's pretty cocky. Yeah, sure. Like, why not?
In that case, once you get into position, I shall draw them out.
All right. Sounds good. Does that work for you?
Sure, as long as you think you can do that while you're trying to hack one of them. I just don't want anything to happen to you.
As long as you are able to take out the other two, then I will be good.
Hi, Todd. Welcome back.
Hey,
Now the game's over. They won. They did it.
We did it.
I'm so glad you guys won. I was worried for you.
Well, so let me ask you this: since I got a yes and, could the and be that we get a bonus on this ambush then, like a bonus to the shooting for this first round, almost like an aiming bonus kind of thing? If that's too OP, that's fine. But that's where my head went.
I think
What was that?
yeah, the and can be a +1 on your. Do you not hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
+1
we can
on
hear you.
shooting.
Yeah, the and can be the jump. I'll give you the jump on them. So you will be able to take a shot before the drones see you, as long as you're in a spot where you've got cover. So I heard Trae's go into the car. Jack is turning off of the building. Ulla,
Nope, we switched. We switched after you left. So Ulla's going to go in the building, so there's less chance that she's seen by the drone.
I don't want
Nash
to give
is
them
gonna-
a positive ID.
Yeah. Nash is going to get up underneath that roof on that other overhang, and then Trae's going to kind of be out in the open, and he's trying to hack into the system as they're coming closer.
Yeah, Trae's pulling
ahead and
double
share
duty.
this
He's
out.
also going to be the target that draws them in, while also attempting to hack one while they take out the other two.
Okay, so it sounds like we're going to resolve Trae first. Go ahead and share my screen so we can talk about where you are. Do you see it?
Yep. So Ulla's going to be in one of those two buildings. I'm assuming Trae's out here near the cars, so he does have some cover, but he's visible.
Yep.
So, and you?
I was thinking kind of like on one of these roofs here, since they kind of overlap, it looks like a little bit like I can get up in there. Damn it.
Oh no!
No!
Todd's having some technical difficulties tonight.
I think the only thing we're missing is the ice cream truck, right? The ice cream.
I don't know why he hasn't come around yet.
Oh, so he still does. Perfect. Beautiful. No, we're good.
Yeah.
Mr. Freezy, he exists in every reality.
Right. Well, I mean, it is Arizona, so like it's probably ice cream time year round. Or Nevada. That's right. Yeah.
And it is. They
Nevada.
start. Yeah, they'll do it in wintertime. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Trae, you're out there. The drones are absolutely coming this way.
Yeah.
And the first thing you want, okay, you're aware of their network.
Yeah.
And you can hop on it as a signal, but if you want to actually get inside the drones, we're going to need an encryption role to break their security.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So he'll basically, as he begins it, step out and like give a little whistle. He'll be like,
over here.
Yep. All right. You said encryption?
This is encryption. You got to beat a 5.
That is a 7. 8, actually. Sorry. 8.
Dude, that is a yes and. Okay, so you are inside. And if you want, I'll just give you the programming role. Now you're in the code.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so you got both roles at once. You're inside the operating system of this thing. Oh, you know what? You recognize the code base. It's one that it's from back in Union City. There's there's a code language shared by Wolfram Medical Associates with all of its distributors and partners. It's often used in cyber gear, and you recognize the code base instantly. This is a Wolfram drone, which means it may include organic nanobots. They're on the cutting edge.
Interesting. All right, yeah.
You're inside. The drones are coming at you, Jack. You've got a shot. It's not a great one. These things are small. In fact, I'll show you what they look like. Maybe.
It looks like the silver ball from Phantasm.
It looks scarier than that. There you go.
Oh,
shit.
that's so pretty.
That's one word for it. Looks a little terrifying.
Right.
There's nothing good coming out of that.
So they're quite small. You see these little red lights. I mean, the whole thing is like the size of a football, basically, and it's a quarter mile off. You're at a -3 for this shot.
I mean, I think I wait till they get closer. Right? Like, I mean,
But you
he's
have a
not gonna-
+1.
Well, but
Well, yeah,
like,
but they have already
tactically-
seen Jesse.
I still think he waits till they get closer range. Right? Because it
So,
doesn't.
all right.
Right? Like, it makes no sense to take the shot.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you hold that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now,
Yeah.
Trae has Wi-Fi connection. Okay, so that's going to happen first, right? Because like 200, 300 meters out, whatever it is, Trae's connected to that network. That happens at the moment that happens. We roll for Trae, and your shot's at a -3 if you wanted to take it. You don't have to take it now. You can hold that +1 till you decide to take it. But then meanwhile, Trae and the drones are interacting electronically already. Something's going to happen.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I see him moving his
Okay.
fingers.
And yeah, you do. And Ulla, what's your plan here?
She's going to shoot the other drone.
All right,
There's
so
three.
now
One's being hacked.
you're down near the cars, or are you up in the building? Which is it?
So the way that we sort of envisioned it was Trae was down on the ground in the cars. Jack was in one building. Ulla was in another building, sort of like across from each other, so that as these things sort of flew in, they would be getting crossfire, sort of, like we could get them from both sides.
Okay, so and Ulla wanted to evade because she has reasons. These drones actually know who you are. You're
Yeah,
actually
she's trying
the
to make
one
sure they
they're
don't
looking
see me.
for. You're pretty sure. So
Yeah.
my guess is that you're in the further back building, which means your shot is even worse than Nash's shot at this moment. It's probably not wise to take the shot. But
Okay.
if you don't take the shot, I'll give you a +1 that you can hold because you've got sight on him.
Okay. All right. Yeah, she's waiting
wait till
until
they
it
get
makes
closer?
sense. Yeah. Also, she doesn't waste
Okay.
her bullets. Like, she's not going to waste ammo in this
You
world.
can't just run around. You
Yeah.
just can't run down to the nearest firearms
Yeah.
store and pick up, like 100 bullets,
Yeah, every shot matters.
right?
Yeah. Like my brother has this
Um,
rule for video games: only shoot at the ones you're gonna hit.
So if they're gonna wait, so how deep into the system am I right now? Do I just I'm in its programming? Do I have control over it, or do I need to go next step for that?
You are at user level right now, so you can do all the things
Okay.
that the normal owner can do. You can choose a preset mode. You can switch it to demo mode. You are not in admin level, so you can't, without another role, you can't reprogram it to do anything it wasn't already in its options. But you can do anything that the instruction manual tells the owner he can do.
can I turn off network access? Like, can I click off Bluetooth? So that it cannot,
You can't.
so that it can't, so the other two can't communicate with it.
Yeah, you know what? Just don't roll all ones.
Oh, that's
a normal. That's a normal.
I mean, that's a 6. So
yeah. Okay, so yeah, you have no problem turning it off. The 3 drones have lost communication with each other. It's not evident yet, but over the next few seconds, they'll begin drifting out of alignment as each one focuses on a different thing. They're no longer acting as a triangulated unit. And
I want
now we're jumping into real action frames. Sorry.
There you go. So just as we get into it, I don't know if I can do it beforehand or right now, but I want the one that I'm in to basically like dive down and come at me, but in like a playful way. I want to let them know which one I have control over. So I wanted to start doing like little barrel rolls and like flashing its lights. Yep.
This creepy little thing that's like flying around is like, look, it's a people.
Yeah.
Big metallic tongue falls out, starts wagging.
Describe the
okay. So the next thing that's going to happen. The next thing that's going to happen is an action frame. Everybody is going to roll at once. We all declare what our actions are first. So for me, I'm splitting up 1 drone for each of you, and they can close the distance this round. They will be taking a shot when they get one. How about all the 3 of you declare your actions?
Shooting.
Yeah.
I think Nash is waiting until maybe Ulla and Nash both are waiting until the negative drops to 0. So that's like normal shooting range, whatever.
Yeah, 50 yards,
meters.
100 yards, whatever.
Yeah.
Ulla
will take a -1. Like, she's pretty confident in her shooting ability. She doesn't want it to get too close. She is wrapped up to try and basically make it so that, they can't get like a good visual on her, and she's hiding in the building, like peering over the corner kind of thing. Yeah, she'll take a -1. They don't have to get that close.
Yeah, same.
So that's really? That's good, because all of your drones are taking the -1 too. They're all going to shoot at about 200 yards, which is what you guys are doing. Also, all this stuff is going to happen simultaneously. Trae, your next move is going to be to make the thing do some barrel rolls or whatever. Everybody else is shooting. My drones are going to shoot. Everybody rolls dice. Here we go.
Oh no!
Take
My
your
dice
5.
have failed.
Oh wow!
I got a 5.
I'm assuming that Trae is doing something else. So I'm kind of just, unless you want like a roll for me to do like evasive maneuvers, but for the most part, I'm just kind of.
I think it's a programming roll.
Yeah.
For you. Yeah. So call
I mean, that's a 9. So.
So I rolled a 6. I have a +2 for firearms, so that would be 8, but it's -1, right? So it's a 7.
Exactly. All right, and I've got.
Don't you have the +1 though for aiming? So yeah, so the 2 cancel each other out.
That's true. They cancel each other out. So you're at 8 right now. Nash, your total was
5 total.
I've got 2 drones with an 8. This is Nash and Ulla. Your drones both rolled 6s. They're +2 drones, so they have 8s. I rolled 1 for you, Trae. Your drone is doing whatever you want. It can do hokey pokey if you want. Okay, so
it's flying. It's flying right over to me. It's gonna be my new little pal.
Nash, your total was what?
It was a 5. I'm getting used to this gun. It's got a different feel than mine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What
right shoulder, you've been hit. You're at -1 Grace, hitting the right shoulder.
Ooh.
Ulla, Your total is 8 versus 8 is a yes, but you and the drone are both taking a hit. Ulla, you're hit in your left hand. You're taking 1 point of grace. At the same time, you hit your drone, and it goes careening off toward the ground, but it doesn't crash. It regains control of itself. It's not out yet. So these things can take at least 2 hits. Trae, what's yours doing? Something weird. Matter of fact, Reggie, roll. Unmute.
Does it nuzzle up to you, Trae?
Beg for treats.
John got Nate Todd. I don't know if you saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trae, what are you making your drone do?
It's just flying. It's on a, like just coming over to fly towards me at this point. Like skirting right up low to the ground, flashing its light.
It does something else weird though that you didn't program it to do. John, what does the drone do?
So I think it's all right. Just yeah. I think it's not that it does anything weird. I think it does exactly what Trae wants it to do, except when it gets closer and Trae's connection gets a little bit better with it, he sees that there's this little like 8-bit representation of Reggie that's piloting it.
Like riding on top of it.
Yeah, but now I don't know what your little the drones that are inside of you look like, but it's in the same sort of art style as that.
They are. They're like
a little, yeah. There's a little Reggie person who's piloting the drone that you've connected.
Wow. Trae, the drone comes closer to you, and you see Reggie piloting it like it was a little spaceship. Please give me a psyche roll, Trae.
Hey. Ooh, that's a 4.
All right, you're holding your cookies, but this is pretty weird.
Yeah. It could be it could be a holdover from the programming. Like it could be a UI built into the drone, and now that I've become connected to its network, that it's a holdover.
That's probably
trying to make sense of all of it.
That's gotta be it. That's gotta
be it.
Okay, so Ulla's hit. Nash is hit. The drones are still out there. Ulla's has kind of fallen to the ground. It won't be taking a shot next frame. It's still trying to get back up to altitude. And Trae's is just like hovering right there next to his head. It would lick his face if it was a puppy. And we're going into the next frame. Jack, Nash, you're the only one facing an active enemy right now. So let's do some rolling.
Shoot it again.
Can I shoot Jack?
7.
You can. Yeah.
Yeah, Trae actually was going to
nice.
pull his pistol out and try to take a shot at the one that had dropped a little bit.
I got a 7.
And what was your...
shoot? 7.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so as it moves in for a shot at Nash, both Nash and Ulla hit it simultaneously. It just shatters into bits in midair, and the bits rain down on the ground.
Nice.
Satisfying.
One Nash.
Completely.
Ulla.
And then he rolls over and goes, ah.
Probably so.
Okay, so Ulla's drone, while that's going on, it's getting back up to altitude and lining up for a shot, but it doesn't get one off before the end of the next frame. And now we go into the next frame. What's everybody doing? Ulla,
real quick,
could gonna shoot straight at you.
Well, could Trae actually? I wanted to line up on the one that that Ulla had hit, that had dropped. Could I take a shot at that one, or?
Yes, you can.
Right. With my
And it's
with my
basically
super
doing
smart pistol that I got from Nash, that's going to be a 7.
8.
Oh, that's the end of it. You've taken it out.
Nice.
Point there. Point for Ulla. You guys both get a point for taking that one out because you both hit it.
I'll say one
That
thing.
means-
If Ulla goes to train on the other one, if you happen to catch shot of Trae, he's actually not even really looking at the target when he makes the shot. Like he's kind of
That's
looking
true.
at the drone, and then his hand whips out, and it just auto corrects almost, and then the shot goes off.
And then it shoots. That's cool. Nice.
Yeah, his eyes are not looking at the thing that his brain is looking at.
And
There's
So-
only one drone left, and it's the one that Trae has taken care of. So the third one, the pieces fall to the ground. You guys just look at each other. That's it. Trae's got one hovering near him, just bouncing.
Tod, I have a question. Can Ulla switch to her like full spectrum vision and see look? She wants to look over the wreckage and see if there was anything else inside, any nanobots, anything else that she needs to be worried about. Nuke it from orbit kind of thing. Do I need to just get out?
Are you gonna get close to it?
She's going to come down to the ground level, but she's not getting super close because she's been bit before. So she's keeping a distance and trying to get a vision and see if it was destroyed enough that whatever was in there is gone.
Okay. It's flapping one of its stabilizers, which makes it sort of rock back and forth, but that's all it can do. That's the only moving part that it has control over. But as you get closer to it, you realize it's saying something. Oh, it's looping. It's looping something. It's a human voice. You got to get a little closer to hear what it is. Are we moving close enough to hear what it is?
Oh, fuck.
I mean, I can move in because he would
She's
make
weapon
make his-
trained. She's just like.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's this little sound going.
All right. What the fuck is it saying?
Are we close now?
Yeah.
It's a tape loop from CivSec. It says the western scorched region from the Rampart Hills southward has been re-territorialized as an active salvage zone. You have 1 hour to leave the area, subject to UCC statutes 23175A and B. The western scorched region from the Rampart Hills southward has been re-territorialized as an active salvage zone. You have
Yeah,
1
she says,
hour
what the
to leave the area.
What the fuck does that mean?
We have to get the fuck out of here, and we have to go get Cat. That's what that means.
He just camera shot, drops the rifle, and just fucking puts another round into it to make it completely inoperable.
Boom.
She starts running. How long does it take to get to Keck from where they are? At a run.
At a run, 20 minutes, and a grace roll beat 4.
Okay.
Trae, come on, we gotta go.
She's not waiting for them at all.
Let's go.
6s, baby.
Woo! 6.
6.
Okay.
We are a graceful bunch.
Mm-hmm.
You're a graceful bunch, leaping over the lava from ruin to ruin, bounding off of cars and making it back to the clan as fast as you can. You went through the car, you grabbed a bunch of shit. You didn't say what, but I'm going to assume that you do have a little bit of loot.
Yes.
I assume we took the armor. I mean, if
The
Ulla
armor.
didn't take it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Matter
Okay,
of fact, she
so
probably
we
gave the
scored-
armor to Nash.
I kind of felt that's where you're going with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's probably got it in a bundle, right? Like he's carrying it. He doesn't have it on.
Okay, so Ulla's been carrying this stuff under her arm when she creeps up and she hears the message, and then she just shoves the cop gear into Nash's hands and goes, "We got to go," and she fucking runs.
Yep.
And you go, "Okay,"
Run.
and you all start following her. 20 minutes later, you're back at the clan. Drill and Montago are on watch. They see you guys approaching. They give you guys a safety signal. Ulla gives back the safety signal. You've made it back home.
Do they freak out when they see the other drone?
They don't see a drone.
Trae has the third drone.
Oh, the drone is mine.
Oh, it's just like sort of hovering along with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I
it's mine
assume.
now. My buddy. My buddy. Wherever I go, he
First, they
goes.
notice. First, they notice that you're running, so you must be running from something. So they raise their weapons and they're looking behind you. And as you come closer, they don't see anybody behind you. They come close enough to give the hand signal, and they notice Trae's drone. Drill moves, shifts his.
Oh no!
He sees it and then he says, "Oh, it's a blue light, not a red light. It's friendly," and just lets it by.
We won again.
I've painted a smile on the front of it.
Yes.
But it looks like
Googly
the
eyes
Joker.
on the top. It's fine.
Googly eyes.
Amazing.
But it's
Whatever,
quirky
it's
because
like
I
an elf.
used one smaller googly eye and then one really big googly eye.
That's
So,
that's
yeah.
just cute. You know, who can hate
It is.
that?
Yeah.
Just paint some.
I
cute
shall
little
name him
flowers.
Totes.
Make him look like a minion, right? With like the big
Oh, right, there you go, yep.
Yes. Yes.
Painted all yellow.
Mhm.
Give him some overalls. It's fine.
Amazing. I like it. Oh God. I'm not even sure what this means, but it sounds bad. Active salvage zone.
It doesn't sound very good.
No, it does not at all.
So I assume they're gonna come and like strip mine or send out
Oh,
crews
yeah.
to like
Yeah.
Clear
just,
Oh, they
the
wouldn't use
area.
crews. They'd just use robots. Like,
yeah, well, whatever, yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Skynet.
Yeah, they're just
So
gonna have.
it's
Yeah,
Skynet.
they're probably just gonna have giant trucks like that come through and just tear up all the metal.
Oh,
Mhm.
Mobile smelting factories.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
But good thing we have a new driver.
Yeah.
Right?
Not
Yeah.
yet.
New driver, new vehicle.
To be fair, I did not do a good job last time I drove.
Wrecked my fucking
It did
Lambo.
not turn out well.
Ooh.
No.
Was he driving
Oh,
that,
yeah.
or was he remotely driving it?
No,
No,
I was physically driving it, which is
Okay.
probably
All right,
where
all right.
things went wrong.
That's If you were
You
using
and I
your,
were in
you
the
know-
back as I was trying to like patch your being shot
Oh,
again.
that's right.
I think I
yeah.
made it 15 feet before I smashed it into a
Yeah.
hydrant.
That's right. Yeah, Reggie had a lot of bullets.
Literally, it was like, boom.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have two consciousnesses in your head, so maybe one of you can drive.
Mm.
Oh no, I got like 8. So figure it out.
Did I say that right there, Jesse? It's 8-bit. Is it 8-bit?
It's 8-bit, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Great. I couldn't remember. Good.
Let me see if I can find the.
I'm actively trying to backdoor a Reggie 8-bit into your brain computers.
Right.
We definitely need to get art for the characters, and I want to see a before and after. I want to see the butt shirt
The animation.
with the cropped butt shirt, right?
Uh,
And then I want to see the post-apocalyptic transformation.
Yes.
So I can post a really good picture of Reggie. We don't have a good picture of Nash.
Is it Tate Fletcher-esque? It's Tate
No, you
Fletcher.
remember. He looks like he's a big, bald, crazy-looking guy.
Yeah, Tate Fletcher.
Sure.
You ever seen Tate
Whatever
Fletcher?
that means.
I
We got a
hired
picture
an
of-
artist for my last PC, and I might do it for this one too.
Nice.
Oop,
Yes.
Todd's back.
well, hold on. This is, I think, the best one.
The
See, you
shadow
made Trae
gun.
real ugly, and you never fixed him. Or not Trae, you made Nash real ugly, and you never fixed him.
Okay, Todd. Sorry, we were just.
So Drill shifts his weapon to point at the drone, which is hovering next to Trae. Oddly, the drone isn't firing at anyone. So Drill's smart enough not to shoot. He's just keeping it trained on it.
Yeah.
Reggie, give me a roll.
Friendship is magic. That is another 10.
That's a 10.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to hold on to that for just a second. So all of you approach the gate. Ulla, you notice that Drill has shifted his attention to the drone. You're close enough to call out.
It's all right. He's hacked the drone. I don't know. It's fine. Just don't worry about it. We've got to get the fuck out of here.
We've got to get the fuck out of here. I think you've got to get the fuck out of here.
No, there's going to be an active salvage zone. They've declared an active salvage zone for this entire area.
Okay, let me. Oh, I need to pull shit up that fell away. Reboot, real quick. Reboot, and lost everything. Hang on.
I hate when that happens. When I have to like restart my computer when I'm in the middle of running and all my tabs close, and you're like,
Right?
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
tabs are gone. Exactly.
It's always like, what was I doing? Where's all my things?
Okay. So it's Montago who says, I think you've got to get out of here. And he actually pulls his hood back and takes his respirator off so that you can look straight at his face. And he looks you straight in the eye. And he says, you brought this on us. And Drill is like putting his hand out between the two of you because he doesn't want a fight to happen. Drill says, we've got a little surprise visitor for you. Come on this way.
All right.
Nash looks
So they take
quizzically
you-
from Drill to.
They take you back to Keck's hut, which is the largest of the huts, and the kids are quietly in the corner, which they never are. So they've been told you're going to get a whooping if you don't just sit there and shut up. In the center of the room, Keck is standing over a man you don't know. He's dressed. Let me see if I can find him. He's dressed for the wasteland. And although in
No, you can't freeze up now. God damn it.
Todd's not having good luck with his internet connection tonight.
No.
Did anyone get a screenshot of him taking the cigarette? Oh, did we get that shot? We need that shot.
Well, since we're recording, we're live.
That's true. Yeah. Should be easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's killing me. He's literally killing me.
Hey, just cut it all out.
It's fine.
It is easy in post to chop all this out.
It's the drama. I just do it for suspense and
Yes.
drama.
Keep everybody
You're like-
hanging.
What's next?
Here you go. This guy right here is tied to a
Son of
chair.
okay.
Operator taken off him. He looks just like this. He looks really pissed off. And as you walk into the room, he spits at Keck. She jumps back, but he does hit her. He says, I ain't talking. I got a job to do. Ain't got nothing to do with you, old woman. And that's what you walk in on.
And I don't recognize him at all.
No, you don't.
So I look over at Keck and I was like, who the fuck is this?
Keck flips a card over to you. It's a city ID card, little holographic image of him on it, and a readout. You swipe it through a scanner, or you've got cyber eyes. You can read it with your cyber eyes. So you're reading streams of data and converting it. It's a common programming language for all the civic systems in the city. You're well familiar with it. So you decrypt it. This guy's name is Taryn Baxter. You see a long line of arrests and a long line of short-term jobs. You figure this guy's a bounty hunter.
Okay.
You, Missy. You know how much you're worth? You're worth a cool
I'm
million.
priceless.
You're worth a cool million to the right people. And they coming for you. You and me, we might be able to figure out a way to get out of here before they find you. They're coming.
You and me. Huh.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
Oh, hey, I know their whole plan. What do you know?
Well, that's interesting. She kind of looks at Keck and sort of like raises an eyebrow, which is basically just, why is he still alive?
Keck is just shaking her head. She's mad. She didn't even have to say anything. You know what she's thinking. She warned you not to bring them here. This guy's here for you. Now, we caught him, Keck says. But we don't know what to do with him. He ain't got no beef with us. This is your problem.
Trae's gonna do a quick scan of him. Does he have any signals coming off of him? Does he have any connection outside of here?
Yeah, he does. He's connected to a wide area network with a hotspot outside of the city.
All right. I'm going to what is he is it an external piece of hardware that he has? Or is it implant?
Oh no, it's a thing on his backpack. Inside his backpack. So he's got a transceiver of some kind. It's not inside.
I'll reach into the backpack and see if I can pull it out.
Yeah, it's a small computer with a powerful Wi-Fi signal on it.
All right. I'll just turn it. I mean, it could be useful later on, so I'll just turn it off. If it has a physical switch, I'll do it that way. If not, I can hack into it and just run it through the terminal and shut it down that way.
If you just take a minute, I'm not going to make you roll for it because you have the time to just fuck with it. While the guy is glaring at Ulla and he's saying, now, You know the guy's coming after you. They call it a mill. That means you're worth at least 10 times that much to them. I may be the first one. I ain't going to be the last. Now, I know all these guys. We have a network. You let me out of here, maybe I could throw them off the trail.
She's just like staring at him like, why should I believe you, even in the slightest?
He is trying his hardest to look you straight in the eye.
Mhm.
So I want a brains roll from everybody, and Nash, you get to add psychology. Anybody have skill like that? Psychology, read people, that kind of thing?
Oh God, no.
Mhm.
That's a 5.
Ooh, I got a 6.
4.
Okay, so it's a staring contest between Ulla and this guy, Taryn Baxter, and they're just staring at each other. Neither one of them's sure exactly what to say next. Nash, you know this guy is absolutely lying. When he said, I know their whole plan, you caught an obvious tell on him. He doesn't know shit.
So he steps forward and he looks at the guy and he goes, "You're full of shit. You don't know dick." He turns around and he looks at Ulla and he says, "This guy's going to say anything he can to get the fuck out of here and come back. He doesn't know anything."
Now listen, I don't know who the fuck. And he starts shouting and pulling at the ropes and trying to get out of the chair.
And he just turns and he says, "Nobody's talking to you."
Trae's gonna shoot him in the head.
Don't roll all ones.
7.
Yeah, that'll do.
And Nash just turns, "Trae, we fucking talked about this before."
Blam! A hole is shot through the guy's head. The chair flips over backwards, lands on the ground. The kids scream, and then they start giggling.
I'm
And
sorry.
then they start
just-
acting up. One of the kids points at the other one. Blam! The other kid falls over backwards. They think it's fucking hysterical.
And then just, super nonchalantly just reholsters the pistol.
Kex
the
pats
fuck,
her
Trae?
head. And she looks at Ulla, and then she looks at Trae and back at Ulla. She goes, well, I guess that's one way to handle the problem.
Ulla sort of looks at Trae and she's like, I'm going to be honest, that's what I was probably going to do anyway, so I can't really say anything. All right, so the drone that we intercepted said that they're turning this into an active salvage zone in an hour, and that was 30 minutes ago. So I came back to warn you, obviously. But I think I probably also came back to get my things.
She looks around the room. You know, you barely passed the vote. I voted for you. I'm afraid we're all going to have to leave here. And she turns around. Everybody's standing in the doorway looking at her, just with their mouths open. And at that moment, you all start to feel this queasy, nauseous feeling. Everybody
I
make a
feel that
psyche
thing.
roll. Yeah. Psyche roll from everybody. You're trying to beat a 7.
5.
5.
Psychology.
Yes.
I got an 8. Son of a bitch. I feel it. Go.
5.
Okay, so you missed by 2. Jesse?
Yeah, same with Trae. 5.
Okay, Ulla and Trae just stagger backwards and knock people over, falling down on their asses. Nash, you, for some reason, take this all in stride as a vortex opens up right where the chair just was a minute ago. And inside, it looks like a birth canal, and something's coming out of it. It's crowning. It looks like it's made of glass with some sort of metal framework around it. Rigid, strong, rugged, and durable. See-through, round. It's coming out now, and it falls to the floor. Ulla and Trae are just like gibbering to themselves. They have no idea what to make.
What the fuck?
You have so much editing to do, John. So
God
much.
damn it.
To be fair, he's picked the greatest points to
Every
have.
time.
It really is.
Yeah,
Every
This
time.
internet is
Perfect.
just knows
Yes.
exactly when. Got the perfect timing.
With dramatic timing. You can't
Yeah.
buy that.
No,
There's no subscription for that.
every like cliffhanger moment.
Yeah.
Right?
God damn.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Yes, John. We understand the editing. The editing, we get it. If you just leave this all in, though, it's gold.
See, I'm not sure it's as impactful without the video, though.
That's true. You're right.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably fine. Yeah. That's probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So a birth canal, I guess.
Yeah.
And a
Pretty par for the course.
a glass baby. I
A
don't.
glass baby,
A glass.
I guess.
That's what's happening. It's all fine. According to Nash, it's all fine.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
seems
that's
super
Nash's
chill about
tagline.
this. So
That's his.
Trey and Ulla are like, yeah, we don't care. Just shoot the guy. But birth canals with
Yeah.
weird glass babies.
I have a,
To be
I have
fair.
a history with babies.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, there's gonna be. Yeah,
I mean, I think that though we're good. Like he freaked out about me shooting the dude.
we talked about this. You killed
That
me.
was
If I
kind of
unmuted,
okay.
I would have ruined that take. I was
Right.
spitting. That killed me. Oh my
Yeah.
god. We talked about this. Yes, we have.
I said he was rambunctious.
Yeah. Coldly rambunctious.
Oh,
Oh god.
yeah. Yeah. Wolfram Medical is quite the what's the word I'm looking for? They want to spend a lot of money to get me caught, huh?
Apparently,
Yes.
yeah.
It would seem.
Yes.
You are a very popular person.
I mean, so like I'm happy that Trae killed him, but Nash is not happy at all. Like
Yeah.
we've been here for like a couple of hours and Trey's already killing people.
Yeah, it's
like
just-
what the fuck?
It was completely justified. Ulla's all on board. Completely.
I'm
justified.
really surprised it took this long.
Yeah, I mean,
Trae killed his first man in cold blood. Yeah.
session 1. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ulla
I mean, this
Trae
is like
will
the third
be-
time.
Yeah, that's what it seems. It seems like it's very cold, calculated, and there's no waiting. And then it's everything's fine. Everything was probably fine.
So I just looked up. So in Wolfram Medical, their slogan is "Bring us your huddled masses, and we will rebuild them better, faster, stronger."
Amazing.
Oh,
Great. They're a good bad guy. I'm
Yeah,
behind
they
that.
sound pleasant.
Yeah.
Most of everybody in the Ubiquitous City book is a good bad guy.
I was gonna say there's a lot of good bad guys. in
There's also a lot of
corporation
just
form.
bad guys.
Yeah.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Oh my god. Todd really lost it.
Might be a hard reboot, I think maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sounds like
It's
Oh,
you.
man.
I know it's you.
What? Who? Me? Is it my fault?
No, it's Reggie.
No.
Reggie's the glass baby.
He's the glass baby.
Oh, you think so?
I think so.
If that's true, some shit's about to make a lot of sense real quick for me. But I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know. He said some shit to me.
I mean, I
last
assumed
night.
that he was going to bring you in at the end of the session.
I don't know.
Like-
He said some stuff to me last night, and I was just like, I love rolling with the weird, beautiful mess that you have created, but I have no idea what any of it means. So, that would make a lot of sense. But, a lot in the past, this, things happen. You're like, oh, wait, I think I know. No, I'm not wrong. I'm wrong. I don't know.
God damn it.
All right, I'm gonna. Where is this?
I really have to pee, but nobody else can let him in.
Nah.
Nice.
All right, so this is the art that I commissioned for my last PC.
Mhm.
I'll drop it in the. She's
that
so
is
good.
beautiful.
Isn't
Yeah,
she
that's
great?
amazing.
Is that in the Discord?
It's on the
Yeah.
Discord. Can you add John to the Night Tripper? I can do it.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Sorry.
What are you? Are you? What? Oh, you're. Are you not on the Discord?
He added me to something.
I'm pretty
last
sure you
night.
are.
He's not coming up as an invitable friend.
No? Aren't you
That
under
makes-
like
that
bonsai
That
something?
makes sense. That makes sense. Wait.
So that like acrylic look is what I strive for.
Oh, he's back.
Who's back?
Isn't that cool?
It's
There
that
you
is
go.
amazing.
And everybody staggers back. Ulla and Trae are gibbering to themselves in fear, knocking things over and falling backwards. Nash turns around and takes it in stride as this vortex, looking like a birth canal, pushes out an ornate glass orb with a bronze frame, fully Baroque, like something out of a steampunk universe. Big glass jar about like this with a frame all around it, like an egg, and it hits the ground, and inside is a naked fetus. Say hello, Reggie. It speaks.
You're saying that is it me? I mean, is it
You. It's you.
like a baby me?
Yes, but you're fully conscious and you can speak because there's all these wires and things that are connected to the electronics in the frame of this egg, and it has speakers and it has microphones. It's completely, you can speak, you can listen, you can see.
But it's a baby, like a baby child baby.
Oh yeah, you're a baby in a vat, but aside from that, you're here.
Okay. All right. Reggie in a vat. Okay. All right. So I imagine this thing gets pushed through and lands on the ground, right?
And then the
Clangs around,
vortex
maybe.
just sort of disappears.
Okay. Okay. Bad. Okay. So then you hear. So where is this now? Hello. Hello.
Nash
And
runs
Nash-
forward.
No, Nash fucking succeeded in his psyche roll. He takes this in stride.
Oh, jeebers.
Yeah, he runs forward because like it's way too small for Reggie, and he looks inside and sees the baby, and he goes, "Reg."
Oh, it's Nash. Hey, Todd, can I see?
Yeah.
Okay. When I speak, is the little baby mouth moving? like, can I like articulate?
No.
Just for my own
this is
good.
more like
Wait. Okay, gonna make a ruling
Dude.
here. The little baby is actually its eyes are closed and its mouth doesn't move in time with it. Makes little sucking motions and stuff once in a while,
Okay.
but it doesn't seem like it's moving in sync with it. So it's your mind that's thinking, and then the machinery in your egg broadcasts it out.
Oh, this is okay. So, just do I know what I look like? Or no?
Yeah, it doesn't bother you at all.
Okay, all right, yes. Oh, gotcha. Okay, all right. Oh, Nash, is that you? It's you. Oh, you beautiful bastard. It's been, how long has it been? A few years now.
I don't know. What the hell happened? Why are you?
Oh no, yes,
You
I'm a baby now. It's really cold in here, so don't make any sort of assumptions. But it's fine, you know. But I'm a baby now.
Is it?
Okay, so Trae, you recognize Reggie's voice.
Oh yes, Trae. I'm sorry about the little. I thought that would be kind of fun, sort of having
Ulla,
a little me inside of you. And
you heard these guys talking about their friend Reggie. Where's Reggie? And apparently this is him, and they don't seem scared by him. So you two are walking close. So Nash, Ulla, and Trae all walk closer to the thing. Nash, do you pick it up?
Hell yeah, I pick it up.
Yeah, it's a little bit wet, but you probably don't mind at all. So
this feels right.
Jack Nash is cradling the egg with his best friend, baby Reggie. Ulla and Trae are standing there looking on, and the camera pulls back, and Keck and everybody else are just staring at you all with their mouths open. And Keck is like, "You gotta go."
and there's just tears streaming down Nash's face.
And that's the end of the episode. We're gonna cut right there.
All right. Okay.
Oh, that was fucking weird. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I
Not how I
never played
expected.
it. I'm getting those. What's that game there? With the oh my god, where the guy was running around with a baby and like on a little satchel in his stomach. What the hell was that? It just came out.
Oh yeah, with the dude from Walking Dead.
Yeah, with the dude from Walking Dead. I'm having a vibe with that.
Oh, the one of the kids is playing it. I don't remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna have to get baby Reggie a backpack.
John.
What?
John, take us out.
Oh
yeah, that's right.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. It was unusual, as you would expect.
It was
probably
as usual. Yeah.
It was a Tod session.
It was a day tripper. It was a night tripper session.
Ooh, yes.
All right. Well, we don't have anything for sale, but we do have a Patreon. If you want to throw some ducats our way, I would instead prefer that you support Tod on Patreon if you like the games that we are running. We are almost fully a core podcast now, so if you dig that, if you're into that, go ahead, pick up Core Micro. There's a bunch of settings that are available. There's links in the show notes, ratings and reviews on iTunes or whatever your podcatcher of choice is. Super helpful. I guess we should have did this at the beginning, but I want to welcome and thank Leslie for joining the podcast.
Woo!
Yay!
We are super excited to have her with us. So good. And my heart is full to have John back with us to be able to play any sort of games together, but Day Trippers makes it all the more special. So I love you and thank you for being available to come and play with us.
Thank you for being so understanding.
Life sometimes sucks, so it was whenever you were ready, we were waiting.
Well, yes, I love you all. Oh.
Reggie's back, baby. Reggie's a baby.
Baby Reggie.
Baby.
Redo that character art now.
It's a baby, but it's got that beard.
Baby Tate Fletcher. Okay? Now I have to look for pictures of Tate Fletcher as a baby. Shit. I shouldn't do that. I'll get on a list or something.
Yeah.
All right, and we're out. So thanks for checking it out, and we'll catch you next time.
Be still.
Posho?
Posho!
There, now, Posho, there.
So Leslie, we usually hang afterwards and sort of like break down the episode and sort of post-show and talk about all the crazy things that have happened. Don't feel obligated. We're more than happy to have you stay, but I know that it's late. So at any point, if you're like, fuck it, I have to go to bed.
I'm sure at some
Completely
point I will reach
understandable.
that point. Yeah, I will definitely hang out for a little while. I did take a nap like in preparation for doing this.
Nice.
Good idea.
I was like, because I went over to family and friends, and they have 2 bathrooms in their house that they want me to renovate, and so I took my son over there and my husband, and like they went swimming, and I was like doing drawings for the bathroom, and then I went swimming for like several hours out in the sun. So by the time I got home,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
make you tired.
you know that
Yeah.
like baked in the sun feeling, and I was like,
Yes.
oh, this is like the best nap time ever. So going to take advantage of this.
Full body
yeah.
tired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good day for it. So did you guys wow, baby.
This is typical.
I don't know. You say it's typical. I was not expecting it though. That was.
I was not expecting that. I was expecting John to like be the cliffhanger for the episode, that he would like be there, but yeah, I mean,
Okay, if you think about like over the course of the last three seasons plus the interregnum, I have destroyed like 12 realities. It's like, you know what? You got to top that somehow. You can't just go around destroying realities. It gets
Wait,
old.
Thanos? You think Thanos?
Yeah. So I got to come up with something truly weird, and I reached back to the really the original inspiration for DayTrippers at all. It came from StoryGames.com forum, where we were talking about the old heavy metal magazines, like back in the 70s and 80s. And the first wave of that stuff was this really beautiful art and an amazing mixture of science fiction and just fucking surrealism.
Mm-hmm.
And what game would you use for that? And no game seemed perfect for that. And I decided, okay, not only am I going to do that, but I'm going to do that as a hybrid. So it's going to be a narrativist game. It's going to have a lot of collaboration, but it's also going to be trad enough so that it doesn't look scary to a traditional gamer who sees it for the first time. There's 6 stats, and there's dice and action rolls when you need to do something. And it doesn't get weird till you're already in it. And now you start adding ands and buts on top. And the GM is letting you do it. And before you know it, it's like a gateway drug to narrativism. So that was the goal I set for myself. DayTrippers wanted to be the old heavy metal magazines. In my mind, I'm thinking, this is perfect. This is just like something Mobius would draw. These like post-apocalyptic survivors with cybernetic gear in a wasted landscape, running with a baby in a jar. Perfect.
It is very like, I don't know, BioShock, Dune, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
If you picture it really, like realistically, yeah, it's BioShock. Like if we were filming this as a TV series, it would look like BioShock probably. But in my head, I'm kind of seeing it as a heavy metal cartoon. It's just like crazy psychedelic colors and wacky characters and a baby and an egg.
Yeah, poor Keck. She's like, you gotta go.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but you guys gotta know.
You gotta go.
That's great. Y'all rolled with that way too easily. You need to be able to stay here.
First, you come in with a drone, and you're treating it like a puppy, and now this.
Yeah. Oh.
I loved right from the get-go how comfortable Ulla felt in the environment and everything, and how that portrayed. It was
Hell yeah.
It was truly
weirdly
great.
reassuring.
I wanted to make sure very early on to give Leslie a chance to sink into her character, so I started with her real early. Leslie, I gotta say, I'm really impressed. I love everything you did. You just fucking jumped right in. It was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed it. So I didn't know exactly what I was getting into. As a matter of fact, I didn't have any idea what I was getting into, but it's fun.
Did you
Yeah.
did you know any about the show prior, or were you just coming in fresh? Nice. Okay.
I honestly think that's the
Appreciate that.
best.
Yes.
Like, especially with how this is just a complete, almost like reality reset in a
Right.
ways. You
Mhm.
going in with no preconceived notions and only having
No.
like the knowledge that you and Todd have created in the last week.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, it was definitely all the way down to like, oh, these drones are looking for you personally. Like when that moment hit, I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing here that
Yes.
that was
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, so good.
I was kind of waiting for you guys to be like, so why are there? But there was so much going on. There wasn't really a good
Yeah.
opportunity.
Right, yeah.
for
There's
it.
always something
Yeah,
happening.
Oh, trust me, we
There's a
will
lot
be
going on.
getting into that.
that will
Well,
happen.
Trae,
Yeah.
Trae has picked up a clue, and in if your characters had a little random conversation, as you may have on the road, it wouldn't be hard for Trae to mention. I noticed that the programming language in those drones was Wolfram tech.
Yeah. Well,
And then Ulla would
we'll
go,
save
"Oh."
it for a fun. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll save it for a fun in character conversation so that you can see her
Hell yeah.
response. Yeah, that was.
Now-
I mean, I had a lot of fun this week, just like brainstorming all the mess that she was in. And,
Oh, that's so good.
It was
Yeah.
cool.
Well,
And
Todd's
Jesse,
good
by the
for
way,
that, too.
I did take
Yeah.
inspiration from runners. So what I was shooting for here was like, okay, I take Ubiquicity. You recognize some of the corporate names, etc.
Yeah.
I take Ubiquicity, and then I back up 100 years and fucking destroy the whole
Destroy it.
landscape. So that Ubiquicity is like really the only bastion of quote unquote civilization for like hundreds of miles around. So
I
I'm
did get a runner's feel to it.
Yeah, so I'm drawing from the Runner's book and the Ubiquicity book. I'm sort of putting them in a mashup, right, to create
Yeah.
this desolate landscape. And the one thing that you guys may have already noticed, you'll definitely know tomorrow when your characters wake up. But there's never been a sense that reality is falling apart, people bursting into flames, the
Right,
sky
yeah.
cracking up, things pixelating. Nothing like that. This reality seems like the most stable one you've been in for the last 5 or 6.
Yeah. I mean, they usually fall apart pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, that's not comforting, Todd, because this is
that
not
doesn't help.
a good place.
you're in a hellscape,
Yeah.
but it's stable hellscape.
right?
Yeah, it's got that going for it.
Have to look
Yeah.
around
I
every
mean, the
corner for that
last, to be
goddamn
fair,
cat.
the last one that we were in, or maybe 2, I don't know, they all blend together now. Had like flaming clouds falling from the sky and people
Sandy.
walking around on fire like nothing was happening.
Yep.
So this is normalish. So
That was the This Is Fine world.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah,
where
the
you
clouds
killed,
look like toasted marshmallows as they were.
That's the one where you killed Cordoba, threw him
Yep.
out of the van.
We don't know if he's dead. I just threw him out of a moving
got
van
run
on a
over.
highway doing about
No,
90
he
miles
got
an
run
hour.
over.
I think
No,
he got
he-
run over, right?
He's pretty dead. He's pretty
Yeah,
dead. But the question
that's
is,
established.
That
which
version.
Cordoba?
You're
Right, that
giving,
version of him.
You're giving Leslie a bad impression of Trae.
Oh, you just blew a hole
You
in the
just shot a
head
guy.
of a guy you don't even know.
And I'm pretty sure she approved. Like immediately there was approval.
That's the sense I got too.
Yeah, her response was like, I mean, I was heading there anyway.
Yeah.
He just
Right,
didn't
exactly,
know
yep.
it.
Yep.
That's so good.
You know, I don't think it's necessarily something that we have to actually RP in session, but you guys will have to sleep that night and bail in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's not hard to imagine all of your characters saying all the things that you're saying now to each other that night while you're thinking about what the hell you're going to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this conversation could be kind of semi in character,
Yeah.
which means
Oh,
Trae
man.
can mention that it's Wolfram code, and Ulla can verify, yep, that means it was me personally.
Yeah. They're coming after me.
I think Nash is probably
And Reggie
distracted for
can
the
say the
rest of the
story
night
of
with
the
Reggie.
nursery where he's a baby.
Cuddling the egg.
And all
Are
he
you going to
wanted
build it a
do-
nest?
All he wanted to do was be with you guys, especially you, Nash. And he just wanted it so hard he made it happen.
Does Reggie remember
Hmm.
all the stuff that happened before he was born? Okay,
do.
all right,
You-
okay, cool.
You want to tell your friends what happened?
You mean like last night? We were talking last night?
You remember everything everything we said. You
Oh.
know. It's part of your
Okay.
memory.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so this feels like the second time Reggie has been born in the last 22 years, 24 hours? What is it? What is it? Either? Does it
It's all
even matter?
relative. Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
so
really.
he had there was a lot of weird imagery, but I think the thing that stuck out the most was that he was basically nursed. But there was a mother. There was a mother there, and Todd, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was an inordinate amount of breasts involved.
She was a mountain of breasts. She was
A
made
mountain
of
of breasts. Yes.
Yeah.
So Reggie, I was born. I was, I guess, reborn after whatever the hell shocked me to pass out in those final moments. I was reborn into this situation, and everything was beautiful and comfortable, and it was almost immediate. I just wanted to be with my friends. I wanted to be with Nash and Trae, and I guess, correct me if I'm wrong again, Todd, as I drifted off into like a super comfortable sleep, just, as babies do after they're nursed for bedtime or nap time, that's where I was. I was with you guys the whole time. Does that sound right? Did I say that correctly?
Well, except for the very end, you actually had to kind of make it happen because you
Yes.
dream of Earth, but you want to be with your friends, so you just lucid dreamed a little bit.
I dreamed it, and I put myself there.
You put yourself where your friends were.
Yeah.
You put you and yourself together. You're not thinking about this. This is your baby instinct wants its friends. That's all.
Yes. Yeah. I
And
wanted
so
to be
you
friends.
made something happen because you have that ability, and you're asleep. You're dreaming. So you're on a level above this one. You're a dreaming baby, and this is your dream. And you're making things happen because you know it's your dream. You don't have words for this. You don't really need words for this. You just do it.
So can I? So this
It's as
sort
real,
of,
but you know what? But let me tell you this.
yeah.
The baby scene is an interregnum. You've done it before. Every time your diaper gets wet, that happens, and you go back to dreaming.
Forgot about the wet diaper, yeah.
So what's happening right
Nice
now?
callback.
The flaming.
No, yeah, it's
Yeah, he's had a diaper. He always has a diaper.
yeah, Fitch. Thanks, Fitch.
So the everything you did in the last 3 years is just as real as this. Because when the baby's asleep, it's whatever it's happening, it's really happening for it. It's just happening in a world that's being dreamt up as we go.
In the
You-
context, go ahead.
You
Sorry.
are like the Frank. You're special, Reggie. You knew it from, I don't remember who the first character was. Might have been Cordoba who told you were one of the dreamers. There are certain people whose dreams contribute to the very formation of the reality we live in. And Reggie's one of them. But it doesn't mean when he wakes up, the earth stops it means that on some higher level, he's one of the ones making this Earth happen. And it just so happens that on that level, he is a baby.
So there's the explanation. How does that work for everyone?
Ulla is
Nash
just like,
slack jawed.
So I think the fun here is going to be in how the hell, like, what do I even do with that? I guess we'll just have to see.
Okay, so
how Nash raises me. It's all about parenting.
You still have psyche.
We're gonna test nature versus nurture. That's it.
You still have psyche, and you still have the lucid dreaming skill, which is the most powerful skill in the game, right? If you're in a place where you can do it, you are, in game mechanical terms, you're something like a wizard. You have like no physical capabilities at all. You can't even walk without somebody carrying you. But you can make whatever you want to happen. You can just fucking make it happen.
You've taken like my favorite part of being Reggie, and you've made it the only thing I'm capable of doing. so this is gonna go. It's gonna be fine.
So
I can't hold a long gun. I can't
magic psychic.
Yeah,
magic psychic baby Reggie. That's
okay. It. I mean, I'm into it.
Say that 10 times fast.
yeah.
Okay, sure. I mean, yeah. I've never.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
I get it.
I think this is going to be great. I'm very excited.
I'm gonna need a backpack.
You're gonna need a back. Yeah.
I think Baby Bjorn. I gotta worry on the
Bjorn. You guys all night have beat me to the punch and all these things. Baby Bjorn. It better be.
That way I can talk to you like I look at you.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And you can like give me a little tap in the head when I do bad. I get it.
No, that's Trae. I need a squirt.
I'm in a whole thing. Yeah. I'm in like a.
Are you guys seeing like John, Leslie across the top, and then Tod and Jesse on the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
So look, so the West Coast is on the west, and the East Coast is on the east. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Nice.
Yeah, it's true. Wow, that was
I'm cool. Scrambled. We're just gonna roll with it. It'll be great. We're gonna roll with it, and then
I'm sure it'll be fun.
I like the flow. I liked the flow of the game. I like the mechanics. They're fun. Yeah, all that stuff was good. So, because I'm new to all of that.
Are you?
But you wouldn't know that, right? I mean, in listening to you play through it, aside from a couple of questions, like you were, I need an and I need a but. You were right there with it.
Well, the role play part I got. But
honestly,
honestly, you picked up on the and thing real. Like it took me a few sessions to like wrap all that around my head and finally get into it.
I'd argue I'm still working on it. But yes.
It depends on the situation, right? Like sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, it can be difficult. Well, I run a lot of games, so I'm used to.
So there you go.
Making up things on the fly, but I think I mean I love role play and I love doing all that stuff, so that's my jam.
Awesome.
I loved it. That was fun. That was really fun.
It may be something that I think that a lot of story games, because when you read a lot, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of people say of story games that if you've been a GM before, you pick it up faster. Like you're more accustomed to adding things. It's the sort of level between meta and diegesis, right? Because you're thinking about the whole thing, or you can switch from one character to another real quick, and you're used to improvising.
Yeah.
So I think having GMing experience may be the magical ingredient.
Yeah. Because you're constantly taking in all this input from different people and then trying to like do something with it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and this game is just kind of letting
Mhm,
everybody
yeah.
do that a little bit. So if you're
Mhm.
used to doing it yourself, it's not all that weird. You go, well, oh, so usually I'm the only one who has that kind of power, but now
Mhm.
everybody does it because there's nothing you can do really that I can't outdo.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
fucking GM. I mean, so I mean, the GM can always kill everyone. What's the point of that?
Oh my God, that is amazing. That is
Okay.
amazing,
Oh,
Trae.
what is
Okay.
That's perfect.
Oh my god. Oh
That's-
man.
There we go.
Can I have that?
Perfect.
Oh wow.
Todd, is there blue goo in my little cage? Is it blue goo? Just tell me it's not blue goo. Is it blue
No,
goo?
no, it's not.
Okay,
It's
thank
clear.
you. It's clear glue. Clear
Yeah.
Clear goo.
goo.
Yeah, you've got
Clear
like
goo.
you've got like an umbilical cord, and you've got a couple
Alright.
of wires attached to your head. So
Okay,
when
got
you want to talk, you're just kind of like thinking that you're talking, and it comes out the speakers.
Perfect.
Is the umbilical cord connected to like a fake placenta? That's
Well,
That's
some of
it's
the
a very important question. Yeah,
it is a very important question.
some of the stuff on the inside looks a little bit bio-organic. But the outer part of it is all metal and glass and mechanical. And there are toward the base of it, toward the one end is clearly the lower end. Like you can stand it up like a Fabergé egg. In the base of it, there's machinery and stuff that does magical things that baby Reggie dreamed up, and so it works.
I'd like to get started on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Krang situation. Maybe some sort of body.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh my god.
Right now, though, he's
We could
just
just
happy
take
to
your
be
pod and slide it right in there.
Yeah,
and there
you know,
go.
I can be whoever I want to be.
Yep.
Amazing.
Todd, before Leslie bounces, do you want to do XP?
here. I do. Nash, 1, 2, 3. You got to get busy, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, he was. He
Trae.
just really sucked this session. That's all.
Hey, every time we play, I'm the least XP typically.
Often.
That is true.
Often. Trae, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right.
Wait. Sorry. I'm gonna say everybody left home and everybody came back. So add 2 for everybody. So wait. Let me back up. Nash, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trae, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ulla, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Whoa.
And
Woo.
Reggie, 4.
Okay. All right. I mean, yeah, sure.
Hey, look, Reggie got almost as much as Nash, and he was the baby.
I don't like people's guy. I got born. I was born.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh
You really
my
know how to
God.
phrase a compliment, Jesse.
So what did Nash think about Ulla?
She seems capable.
Mhm.
As far as like being wanted, like he's familiar with that, so wouldn't cast any dispersions because we don't know anything about you, anything about this world. Clearly, things are fucked up.
Yeah.
So
A
he's
couple of days ago,
reserving
we had
judgment.
bounties on our heads. So
Yeah, he's reserving judgment until we get a hot minute where we can just like sit and have a conversation.
Yeah.
But you handled yourself well in a fight. Like, you're obviously familiar with the surroundings, comfortable in the world, right? As someone who's not
Conscientious.
just like, oh, I got booted from this city and like I don't know what, like I'm just wandering, right? Like you are firmly in control of your situation. So like he certainly appreciates that.
Yeah. That's cool. What did Trae think? Dear
I mean,
Trae.
I'm not. He is appreciative that you guided us to where we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at people until he has like an actual role that they fill. people are just things around him. So yeah, I mean, you were a useful thing right now, which is what was super good.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I've decided, and I think Jesse basically agrees, that the way Trae thinks and the way that Jesse plays him is almost like a person with Asperger's. Like he's just very practical and not emotional at all.
Yeah. What did Reggie think? Baby Reggie.
I will say this. I think Reggie was he was very happy that his friends were with you in those moments. How about that? Like there was no issue with Reggie feeling like, oh, this person is not sketchy might be the wrong word, but this person is dodgy or something like that. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
So it was like, oh, like right off the bat, it was evident right off the bat that you were trustworthy enough to basically like Trae said, put everyone in the right position to succeed for something, and you weren't trying to actually set anybody up, even though wait, who suggested Nash was bait? Wait, that was Trae.
Oh, that was
Trae.
That was
never
Trae.
mind. Never mind. Catch all that. Yeah.
I wasn't there for that one, but I would have guessed Trae.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I think overall, if there was any reason, like it was like squashed right immediately that you were somebody to be trusted. So that's enough. That was enough for Reggie.
So I think Nash is going to have to grab like Ulla's scarf and then wave it in front of Trae's face to get your scent, so he knows that you're on our side. I have to develop mission parameters. Trae, no killing Ulla.
I think that one thing Leslie did is just like it's the little things, right? So like that was just perfect. Was the first scene is you guys come tumbling in, and I told you literally crashed into her. Now a lot of people could have gone slapstick with that. My gun goes off, I fall on my butt or whatever. But she's real practical. She just grabs you guys and go, get down.
Yeah.
Because it's just like that scene in the movie where the first time you meet this person who the wink, the director wants you to know you can trust. We show a quick scene where they fucking save you from something.
Mm-hmm.
And instantly the audience knows, okay, they're on our side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
It was perfect.
I would feel terribly guilty if you got your faces shot the second you showed up in my world because of me.
Well, it showed an awareness too, I thought, where it was like, oh, a portal opens up and two people come through. I think you actually even said that too. Like later on, you're like, yeah, this wasn't all that abnormal. But get your asses down.
Well, yeah, she did take it in stride. And I had said that people had disappeared through them.
Yeah.
But you've never seen anyone come back.
Mm-hmm.
But I never said whether anyone has ever just come in from the other side. But you know what? I think in Ulla's world, it just kind of stands to reason. If you can disappear through one, you can probably come in through one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time.
Awesome. Just awesome.
Yeah. Now she's wondering, like, where do they end up? And, because, like, before it was like, well, they're probably dead. Well, now she's like, no, where are they?
Or when are they?
Where are they?
And now babies can come through them, too. So that's a whole other level of weirdness that you just have to accept. And,
Ulla's not. She's like, I can accept this, but I don't understand it, and something is terribly wrong about all of this.
DayTrippers. Welcome to DayTrippers.
Right?
Yeah, I would imagine when Reggie's telling his story about how he, as a baby, is dreaming, or at least partly dreaming, this entire world into existence just so that he can be with his friends. There's a certain point where Ulla probably drifts off, just decides that this talking baby is out of its mind.
Listen, this talking baby and an egg is not making any sense.
Not making any sense. But Nash and Trae are kind of like nodding their heads, and Trae's making notes.
Yeah. Well,
they're like to them they're going, oh.
We're sort of like there has to be some sort of like have to reconcile that somehow, because that's basically like saying I just dreamed all this up so I can be with my friends, and that puts Trae in a fun headspace, because we know that when Trae's in a place where he realizes isn't real,
there.
then nobody matters or anything matters, and I don't think that shouldn't go over well with Ulla as well.
Trae's already there.
Yeah,
it may not have been evident in this session, except for the moment when he just shoots the guy.
Yeah, that's true.
That's Trae, man. He's straight up. He did
that in the real world.
Jesse and I have talked about this since the
when I
last
thought
season,
I was a real person.
Yeah, Trae has gone full on nihilist.
Oh no! Yes, he has, and that's fine.
Well, this is a good world to be nihilistic in.
Right?
Actually helps you. It helps you.
That might be the default setting here, to be honest.
Yeah.
You're not going to be alone.
Think having the most limited parameters possible would be a good idea for him.
Yeah.
No, you have found a world.
Listen to Nash. Don't kill Ulla. I think that's good for now.
This is a world where you can shoot a guy in the head, and the children over there think it's funny as shit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up. Oh my God, you guys. That was funny. Well, that was cool. I had a lot of fun. So
Cool.
Thank you for the invite. I appreciate it. John, that was cool. Very cool. Random.
Yeah, it was. I don't even know what's happening. So that's, we're just going to go and see what happens.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you, Tod. This was great. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for joining. I think that John made the perfect choice when he chose you.
Oh, thank you. I will continue, hopefully, to be entertaining and quirky, because it's going to come out. There's going to be moments you're going to be like,
Perfect.
What the fuck?
Good.
I'm here to blow minds and have fun, and once in a while make you cry a little bit.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen. For sure.
Hey, we all made it through tonight, Joe.
Yeah. I was muted for a lot of it, so you don't know that.
Yeah. Ulla's gonna have a hard time of it, because she's been with these people for 2 years, and so.
Right.
That's like
that's a long-term relationship in this world.
Yeah.
God, yeah, those characters I was like, let's open all those doors, but he might not be able to.
Yep.
That was
sorry.
It sounds like it's their fault, like
they just don't like the danger part. It's whatever.
Right. Boring.
All right. Well, I am going to try to get some sleep tonight so I can actually function tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, I know, right? Work.
Well, it was great. It's great meeting you. Great playing with you. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, and good night.
Cool.
Yeah, good night, guys.
Thanks. Take it easy. Sweet.
Hell yeah, right?
It was good.
Right?
That was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Had a good time.
I'm a baby. I'm a baby.
Yeah, when you log in next time, you got to change it to Baby Reggie.
Baby Reggie is definitely what it's going to be. Yep.
I have to pee. I'll be back.
The baby Reggie. God damn.
You're gonna love it, man.
Yeah, no, it's
Nash will carry you wherever you need to go.
Yeah.
You just whatever you want to happen, you just try your best to make it happen.
Try to make it happen.
I think one of the things you need to do is try to lucid dream yourself a pair of like mechanical legs for the egg, just so that the egg will walk around.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. You should make it like a spider, like a bottom half will have like 8 legs.
There you
Mechanical legs. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing though, this is a really stable world. You have to make high rolls to do any of the things you need to do. And to make them last, you have to keep rolling, like with
Right.
the blue room with Frank.
True. That's
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Nothing's permanent. I'll be literally interacting the same way that I interacted with any other
Yeah.
world. So
Yeah.
stability is a major factor.
I guess I have to build you some legs then.
Yes. Yeah.
That would work.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
to take
I
some
mean,
points in engineering, and then I have to build you some legs.
Well, I got 77.
You know, there's a
points to
montage,
spend.
one of those training montages coming up where Trae is like hacking the electronics of the baby egg
Oh
and
my
learning
God.
the programming.
Oh, you're gonna be all up in my mechanics.
Oh.
Oh, God damn.
That's going to be cool.
Right? Did I
There's a
get
lot.
that? I don't. Does Ulla have DNI as well, or because I know
No,
she
she has.
I got a
she
sense
has-
that she has cyber eyes, but
Yeah, she has cyber vision,
Yeah.
and she didn't activate it because she doesn't like to. But she does have an experimental remote clairvoyant capability, which I figure is probably done by sending out a little swarm of nanobots that report
nice.
back to her, so she can see what's happening, but only for a little while.
Yeah.
The network only holds together for a minute.
That's pretty cool.
It's funny because that's actually what I want to do with the drone. Is so I had a drone back when, and then I crashed it to save Nash.
Mhm.
But I actually put points into the drone to give it perception, like extra perception skills, so that I could link up with it and it could be like my third eye in the sky.
You know what?
And
I just
so-
realized something. These guys, they've destroyed at least one other drone. I can think of one on Dreer, and probably more. At least one of Scylla's drones has gone down at one point or
Yep.
another. And it makes me realize that in the DayTrippers universe, which is also the Ubiquity universe,
Mhm.
drones are like the pack horses
Oh yeah.
of like the D&D world, right? Like you use them for all the shit jobs, and then they die, and you get another one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not this one. This one's hanging around.
This one seems pretty sweet.
Yep.
And
You know
Reggie's
how
piloting
you
it.
always get that one mount that you really get connected to.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
gonna
Like,
that's gonna be
I
this
broke
drone.
my own rule. I gave it a name.
Yep.
So mechanically, and I don't know if this has ever come up for our DayTrippers game, but it's definitely in Core Cthulhu, and I think even in Runners. I have some XP to spend. What about awareness? I mean, I don't know that you've ever asked for like a spot hidden role per se, right? So, like, I don't know how useful it is, and it's not in the DayTrippers book, but I know we've used it in other games.
I recently had a conversation with a guy I'm writing some rules for, and he's doing the basic system. And this is the exact question that came up: like, how many different types of awareness are there, and are they actually different skills?
Right.
I think the argument was that there's at least 2 or 3 that are legit different things. So, like, there's situational awareness, which is something you get taught like in tactical training, because
Mhm.
most people, most of the time, your attention is just one thing at a time and very focused, such that your peripheral vision almost doesn't exist. Your attention is right the fuck here.
Right.
So you have to actually train to learn how to be aware of your surroundings. So that's one thing, situational awareness. And then there's like the kind of awareness that's looking for something out of place or a missing piece. It's like pattern recognition, which is a different skill.
Yep.
And we might be able to think of a couple more. They're all types of awareness. So I guess my question to you is, what type are we talking about?
I mean, I think for Nash, probably a situational awareness. which I would think would be more of like a psyche thing. It's like a feeling, it's an intuition.
Yeah, because that would be the next question. What stat do you base it on? And it would probably
Yeah.
be a brain/psyche skill. So
That's
you
what
could
I was
choose-
going to say. Depending on whether or not it's a trained, like you've, I mean, I could see it actually for Nash being more of a trained thing, him being in the military.
If it's pure psyche, it's like almost a spidey sense.
Like a sixth
Yeah.
sense kind of thing. Now, see, for our games, I was one of the things I wanted to talk to Jesse about, but for Cthulhu or even for Noir, it flexes, right? So if he says, I want you to give me an awareness, I say, well, what's it for? And he says, oh, I want to know if you pick up on this body language or whatever, which may be more of an insight. But, if it's more of a feeling like that I catch that, I would roll it as a psyche. If it's, do I notice this thing that's happening, I would roll it as a brain. So the same skill, I would roll it on under two different stats, not tied to one, right? It's more of the feeling, which maybe covers the two things that you're talking about.
Well, it also blurs the line, or not blurs the line, but there may be a difference in GMing style between the way Kurt runs and the way that I run. And there's
Yeah, for sure.
there's a section, no, I mean, right on this in particular, because there's a section in Core Complete that talks about keeping hidden things hidden. Like sometimes you want to know the result of that roll without tipping any hand of any kind, and a way that you might approach that. And one way is to simply have the character stats in front of you and make the roll yourself as the GM. I find in practice what I usually do is I call for a stat roll, and you, sensing that this is something about awareness or perception, ask, can I use psychology? And I go yes or no. But I've already told you what stat it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually the way I run it. Like, I know there's something coming up, so I go, everybody gives me a brains roll, or just Nash, give me a brains roll. And then you ask, can I use this? Is it survival? Can I add this? Can I add that? Yes or no? So it's that may just be the way that I do it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, because I could have easily just said, give me an awareness roll if that was a common skill. In this game, it's not.
Right.
So instead, I asked for a stat and then optionally tag a skill onto it. In this, however, like your, what was it, combat tactics? Like that skill, it's one we made up, because you can do that. And as long as you know what the limit of it is and what stat it's based on, it's fine. And this is especially true in DayTrippers, which I probably shouldn't need to underscore if you just think of some of the shit you guys have been through. Unlike Noir, although Cthulhu can probably do this too, because we're veering so far from normal reality, it's fine to baby in the jar be psychic. I mean, let him be a fucking wizard, right? It's fine. That's going to be fun. It's not like I'm scared about my reality breaking. So it does depend on the genre that you're playing. Like in Cthulhu, once magic or interdimensional shit starts happening, it's possible to see the rules being really, really flexible.
Well, even we played around with that slightly with the drone encounter, because so Nash wanted to survey the area to figure out if there was any kind of situational heads up that we could get, and if he could get a leg up on the drones, and you had him roll perception to see if there was anything around. And so that little bit of flexibility there was perfect. He gave you what he wanted to do, and you were like, yeah, this is the skill I think fits that particular thing. So,
did I forget what I asked for? Did I call for a brains roll? Probably.
Yeah, I think it was a perception brains roll.
I'm tuned out of the conversation for a moment. For the tactics, I rolled it as brains, because I'm trying to puzzle out. Okay, well, if she's there and I'm here, we can get in a crossfire. Trae's there. It's an assessment of what's the best tactical situation for setting up an ambush,
Right.
which to me would be a brains thing. I don't
Yeah.
think that you said one way or the other. I just asked if I can make the roll, and you said yeah. And psyche and brains
and
for
in
me
a
are
way,
both
those kind of
threes.
blur. I could see a lot of situations where either combat tactics or situational awareness could give you the same result.
Right.
Yeah.
They do overlap quite a bit, I think.
Well, that's why I ask, because I don't know that it's a useful skill to take per se. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think it's just like, going whether you mentioned how, brains and psyche roll could come out to the same conclusion, basically. It's almost like slip dynamics, right? You can use, like, Reggie uses psyche for his slip dynamics because he goes on it by feel, whereas Trae has training in slip dynamics, but it's purely from the studied logical aspect of it.
Right.
But if we both made a slick dynamics roll and we both succeed, it's the same outcome regardless of whether it's a brains roll or a psyche roll.
Right.
So I
Because
think
really,
it's the same thing.
The numbers are there to support what you come up with, but it's fiction first. So what you come up with is first, and then we look at the numbers that would represent that.
Yeah. So if we're looking for like an awareness roll, it all depends on the character and depends on what their strength is of whether or not they're using psyche or brains. But ultimately, it's gonna come to the same resolution anyway.
Right. And because of that overlap that I was talking about earlier, if there was an awareness type situation, and John, you asked, can I do something like a situational awareness role? If we were in the gray area where it's kind of like combat tactics, then I'd say yes.
Yeah.
More if it was more like you're in a hall of mirrors, which one is the real dude? Well, then maybe I wouldn't give you that, because that's not really a combat tactic. But you'd have to be almost psychic to guess which one's the real dude.
Right.
Hmm. I mean, if combat tactics works for that sort of situational awareness, then I probably just wouldn't take awareness then, right? Because then it's essentially the same skill.
Well, then we think about what's outside of the gray area. Outside of the gray area might be, Scooby-Doo. You're walking into a spooky place where there may be clues, or there might be a floorboard out of place or something. Did you notice it? It's not combat.
Yeah.
And that, I think I might call it observation.
Yeah.
Although that implies actively observing, though, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think it's with D&D 5th edition, right? There's always what's the difference between perception and investigation, right? And they hit it two completely different things. One is more of like an innate sense of what's around you, whereas the other one is you actively looking at something. Yeah. And looking for that floorboard and everything.
Well, Rogue Trader does the same thing too. They have awareness and perception. They have them broken down.
To get back to the place where I can do this in DayTrippers, and maybe you can do it in Cthulhu, but you probably wouldn't do it in Core Noir. There is a psionics section in Core Complete. It's not impossible for me in DayTrippers at all to say Jack Nash is studying ESP and he's developing psionic powers, and that's where we could literally call it Spidey sense.
Yeah, but I don't see that for his character.
True, but maybe what it is a psionic sense anyway. Like, that's just the way that it works, is like the rules in psionics work. Because again, it starts with your fiction. So it starts with what you want it to be like. And we describe that and then we try to come down with a word and a number that will support the thing that you came up with.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think for Nash, combat tactics makes more sense. It
Right, and I
does
have
have
that.
slightly less. It does have a slightly more limited scope, but it all depends on how you flavor it too. And if you can, I'm assuming Todd's very flexible too. Like if you can make it make sense in a situation that you think it would apply to, then
Always true.
All right. Well, I'll ponder on it. They've got the XP to spend, so
right.
I think that the line that Jesse was talking about has a lot to do with active versus passive. So
Yeah.
if you're going to draw a line, one is between brains and psyche, but there's another line between active and passive. So I think there's at least 4 different ways to look at this skill.
Yeah.
I mean, to
Agreed.
me, that would be the same line, right? Brains would be active, psyche would be passive.
You could be active
The-
psyche. Reggie does active psyche shit all the time.
Yeah, but Nash doesn't, right? I mean, for like a normal person, right? It's
Yeah.
Do you get that weird shiver down your back when you feel like somebody's following you, or are you actively searching for someone following you? That difference
I
between
dig
brain
that.
and psyche.
I
Yep.
think that. Yeah. And so for you, you're looking for more the psyche one, right?
I mean, I guess
Intuition.
because I have the other one covered, right? So that would be combat tactics would be my brains one then, and then maybe if you want to call it spidey sense, or if you want to call it situational.
Situational awareness is a thing. That's an actual, you can train in it. So that's one reason why I lean toward that. But I think I might have just said the magic word and it was intuition. If you're leaning on the psyche one, then intuition could be totally passive, or it could actively be applied. It could be noticing the missing puzzle piece, or intuiting which guy is the real one in the funhouse mirrors. Could be a lot of things. So maybe intuition based on psyche is the most flexible word.
Okay.
You
I
think
mean,
of that?
I'm cool with that if you think that if that makes sense.
Again, I like the flexibility of it, but again, it's because this is DayTrippers that I'm happy to let characters go over the top, because I can throw things at you that are from beyond,
Right.
and we can create stories that are just like, you need a multi-million-dollar CGI budget to film this. Film this one. Right.
Yeah, but when I'm using, because I've got 77 XP to
Oh,
spend.
damn.
So
Spending to get yourself a body. Jesus.
I kind of want to see how this baby Reggie thing plays out for a little bit.
Oh my God, John, you haven't seen Core Complete.
Well, this was my question, because I have the core, I have the DayTrippers core rulebook and the core micro, and I was just looking to see if and you just mentioned that Core Complete. I didn't know which book I should be using.
Well, Core Complete is not released yet, but we're all playtesting from it as I'm writing it, so I need to get a copy to you. Because a couple things change. Wealth and debt in particular are different. But aside from that, it's just more. There's more skills. There's more professions. There's more options, more tables.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's yeah.
I'm pretty
I don't
sure
even...
there's a link to it in the Night Trippers Discord.
The Discord. Where's my? I meant to
Oh
open
yeah,
it
are you in
earlier.
there? You are in there.
Yeah, you just invited me to it last night, I believe, or the night before.
I think I invited you to mine, but
Okay.
you know what? My computer will crash if I open Discord. You want somebody else to do it?
Jesse, can you do it? Because I'm not. I can't transfer the. Well, I guess I could email it to you.
Why won't it open? Yeah, why don't you just email it to me? Because my Discord actually won't open right now. What's going on with Discord, y'all?
I've been told, and for some reason I'm too fucking stupid to actually download the app is what you want to do instead of using the browser version.
Yeah, that's what I thought I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to use the browser version, and it made my computer all fucking wonky. So I downloaded the app for the laptop, but I used the browser on the desktop.
Yeah, I thought I had the app on here, but it's not opening.
Because
So,
I
by the way,
thought you
just
used to be part of the Discord. Way back
Yeah,
when.
you are.
Yeah, well, I do have a
Okay.
Discord. I just in this instance of me trying to open it tonight, it hasn't been opening when I double click on the damn app.
Okay, so once you get in there, you can. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I should be able to get in. No
Bonsai
problem.
Lopper.
That
Yep.
me.
Yeah. Here,
He
I'll
is
add
the
you
Bonsai
now
Lopper.
just for.
I also sent you an invite because I'm also part of Todd's channel, John. So I sent you an invite too.
Okay.
Oh, Jesse, you should give him a hacker rank or a good rank.
He can't have it until he makes something. You gotta earn it.
Earn that hacker rank.
I'm willing to give him hacker rank because by helping me playtest, how far can you go with lucid dreaming? I'd call that hacking.
Well, we're gonna start pushing it a little farther. I think now that's.
You know what? Honestly, it's Reggie and the games that we played, in particular. Whenever Reggie has done his lucid dreaming shit, that really inspires. You'll see the magic system, and because it's kind of like stop being worried about it. Like I said when Leslie was on, the GM can always kill everybody. Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Yeah.
That there's nothing you can do that the GM cannot outdo. So go ahead and let them be magical and let them be amazing, right? Let them be more than human.
You've said
And,
no to
like,
me plenty of times.
If you're allowing, well, I'll say no to you when, you'll see. I'll say no to
Yeah.
you when you're in a stable reality that you do not know is a dream and in fact is not a dream.
Absolutely.
Because
yeah.
You don't have that power there. You only have it when you're actually dreaming. But power now has bumped up a notch, up one level to the baby Reggie, because what has been revealed, like even if Reggie doesn't know it, this is kind of like the smart viewer out there running to Reddit right now to post about what their theory is on the show, right? This is what it means to be a dreamer. Reggie was always the dreaming baby. That's the real reality. We've never been in the real reality. We've been in Reggie's dream always, the whole fucking time.
That's what it feels like, except when like the Frank dreams started intertwining with them, that's when things got all wonky, it seemed.
Yeah, things got wonky, and remember the time scale is vastly different. So like
yes,
a few hours in sleeping baby Reggie's world, a nice little nap for him could be hundreds of years, thousands of years. It's a really long time. Or he could zoom in and focus on one little event and get super picayune about it. So anything that happens in the game could have just been like while baby Reggie was becoming aware that his diaper was wet and starting to maybe wake up, and now he's losing control of the dream world a little bit, and things are starting to go wonky, and then the Frank happens, and he's starting to wake up because his diaper's wet and he's uncomfortable, and he's almost going to open his mouth and cry when the reality breaks because baby Reggie basically woke up, and then they quickly shush him back to sleep.
God damn it. God damn it.
So like the whole last year could have been 60 seconds in baby Reggie's life when he wet himself and almost woke up. That's why reality fell apart. That's why the Frank happened. That's why Reggie couldn't control anything.
So if
And then
that's
that's why
something,
at the end, Reggie could control everything, but it wasn't even the right world anymore. You were losing your grip on the world you're now. Here's what you don't know, but I'll give you. There's someone, person covered in breasts, who immediately responds the moment it seems like you stir,
yes,
and changes you and soothes you and makes sure you go back to sleep. Your dreams are not supposed to be interrupted.
yeah,
So
these
you're
are the things that I'm going to be focusing on as far as like what's driving me to learn even more or to experiment even more now. I think does that sound appropriate to you from
there's
what I
nothing that's
understand?
not appropriate. There's
Okay, I
nothing that's
want it to
not
make sense though with what you've told me, just in case that John Beta is like missing a massive cue here. I want to just make sure that I'm at least on
okay.
the same wavelength.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do from here on out. Just act as though this baby in a jar with lucid dreaming that actually does work in the world you're currently in is the character you rolled up. He has memories of this nursery, but they feel like a dream,
Yeah. Okay.
and he's really here.
Perfect.
And he really is a baby in a jar.
Okay. Yes. Everything. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Todd, for just pulling me back in to exactly how clueless I've always felt, but so happy about it and willing to and just play with the toys that I've been given. I think
Again, like more and more, it's you especially, but all of the weird things that we've done. DayTrippers is built to like fucking loosen up, right? Like as a GM, if you're terrified of giving up some control, just let it happen and see what happens. DayTrippers is an excuse to let you do that, and you'll realize, hey, you know what? It's not so bad. You can go all the way over the top. You can go so far, it's fucking ridiculous.
I'm gonna play.
And you know what? It's not breaking your game, and it's hysterically fun, powerfully moving. The fact that it's not quote unquote realistic has nothing to do with it. I mean, other genres, there's magic spells, so and really DayTrippers, and especially you, has just sort of proven that theory over and over and over again. Let your players have more control. Let them do things that are just fucking ridiculous. It's not going to break the world. It's going to make the world weird and interesting.
I will play. I will play. And actually, I want to compliment the idea or like the decision to, whether or not it's a decision or whatever, but to have Leslie and Ulla just not have any exposure to what it was before and come in and have this whole new like this world now is like it was just evident that she knew everything that was going on or like how to react in her world. And then Nash and Trae coming into it and sort of like leading them, to safety and whatnot. It was very cool. I just thought it was very cool to sit and absorb.
For the last few days, Leslie and I spoke on Discord a lot, both in the public forum and in private messages. And I worked, to get her to a point where I was really secure. And then once we started running, I made sure to focus on her a lot right away and give her a lot to do. And she fucking grabbed it. She just
a lot of threads too. A lot of fun things to like figure out.
That we'd been talking about, like details about the world, and she knew it. It's fresh in her mind. The names, Wolfram Medical and the other characters in her compound. She's on it, right? I created this list of shit.
So
she read the list. She came up with a story that connects them and made sense. I'm like, okay, and I add more details. She's fucking on it. And this world is like more real to her than it is to you. And that was great because narratively and as well as experientially, that means that right off the bat, in the very first scene where you guys tumble through the vortex, she's the fish in water here. She's the one at the advantage here.
That's the
She's
perfect
the
way to
one who
put that.
saved
Yeah.
your ass. You're
Yeah.
the clueless, bumbling, what the fuck is going on? And she gets to be the one who knows what's going on and tells you what to do.
Oh, yeah, it was very, very, very fun and cool to watch unfold.
Yep, absolutely.
So I guess if there's a lesson to be drawn from that, because I did work very hard for that because I was conscious of it. So maybe it's a practice that should be reduced to a technique. Introducing a new player to an existing campaign, start in media res, focus on that player, give them narrative significance that makes them, in at least one way, superior to the others.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new Patreon posting. Yeah, I think it worked great. I mean, she fit right in. Everything was good. Everything was well grounded. I mean,
She was awesome.
it all went really well.
She was awesome. It felt great, and it moved fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess it will move fast when there's fewer deep emotional bonds. That makes sense.
And I mean, with your harmony circle, you're usually pushing and prodding and needling, so we don't spend a lot of time dicking around. So, like,
Yeah.
you know, there's almost always something happening.
Yeah.
Well, in this scenario in particularly, because we knew she was wanted, and once the drones figured out roughly where she was, they were just going to come closer and closer. So constant, and also bounty hunters. So human and non-human attacks. I always have something to throw at this camp until they find her.
Yep.
And they found her right away.
And these nights, I was working out. I was sussing out a whole like interrogation thing that we could do. But as soon as Nash like read the dude and was like, "He's fucking lying."
Yeah. That was enough for Trae. That was enough.
Yep, that's the shit right there.
That's the professional
like,
trust, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's like the brain and the body right there.
Yeah, that was good. So on brand. It was amazing.
Totally on brand.
And dude, your line after Trae shot him, your line of "we talked about this" was perfect.
Oh, that got me. It got me so many different ways. That was so perfect. We talked about this so many times.
Almost like talking to a child who like didn't put their clothes away.
No.
Or like we've talked about you leaving your towel on the ground so many times. Like,
I'm telling you, Nash is going to get a squirt bottle.
shooting people in the head with no warning.
Yes. Well, there'll probably be a significant amount of timeouts for baby Reggie. You know, I imagine.
Nash is going to have a breakdown.
This is. Oh my god! Yeah. Oh, that'll be good too to see like where Ulla fits in the triangle of like emotional sort of just like distress that Nash is in, like between Trae and Reggie.
I feel like she got the Nash treatment right from Tod. That intense like one-on-one to draw the character out. Like that's what I got with Nash. Because of course Fitch didn't respond to anything. So it came, with more weight on Nash's character to start just by circumstance. Where, Leslie got that on the forefront to bring her in and solidify it. So she's got a very similar thing that happened, right?
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. That's only going to that's gonna
I mean it's really just down to you, John, that you decided Nash has these problems and that you actually played them for what they were worth. Because when you and Vince started, Nash and Fitch both were really kind of like, look, this is a mission-based game, let's be tactical dudes, and not many instructions required beyond that, So you could have both gone that way, but you didn't. You chose some life shapers and actually played them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the life shapers are huge.
And poor Chip, had we only known what his arc would be.
I was reading through
his
that
arc
today.
was perfect. His arc was perfect.
Then there's other realities out there where Chip had a glorious career.
Right? He is somewhere out there. He is a successful actor with a dominating career in the industry.
Yeah.
Yes.
While you guys are talking, I'm sure this word comes up once in a while. You'll say the word slip, or you'll say we tripped without a ship.
Yep.
The word day tripping, or is he another day tripper? So you say slips and day tripping in these words, and when you say them, Ulla never registers any look of recognition across her face. You get the distinct impression that in this world, day tripping has not been invented.
Oh shit!
Because I figured that would come up when we had quiet conversation.
Yes.
Right.
It'd
Yeah.
be like, hey,
Oh,
all
yeah.
right, so here's our deal. This is what's been going on, blah blah blah, and then that maybe comes out then.
Yeah, this world has reality fractures instead of day trips.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was that weird thing that you guys were experiencing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next session, do we want to do it at do we want to pick it up at nighttime, or when we're packing up, when she's packing up her shit and we're for the last night, or do we want to just assume that we've done that and pick up in the morning and we can have a micro conversation then?
My guess is that just as we have now, we will also be talking on the Discord, and we'll end up saying things that should probably be in an RP conversation, but would slow the game down. Yeah. So I think that a good compromise is to let us have those conversations, and then when I do my catch up at the top of the next show, I'll just throw that in.
Love it.
Summarize and start the next morning.
I like it.
I mean, slow things down. I mean, that's all part. That's the meat for us, right? I mean, the role playing.
So that's my
true,
one
but
thing.
You've just been. It's also diegetic. You have just been told you need to leave, and I'm sure that because there's 2 years of history between them, Ulla can convince Keck to at least let us sleep here tonight, and we'll leave in the morning. But beyond that, Keck is has lumped Ulla in with you all.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
But so I think me and John are kind of on the same wavelength with this a little bit.
So not a whole lot of time to talk is what I'm saying. Not a whole lot. In the morning, you're going to have to get the fuck out. So time to RP this long conversation.
Yeah. Well, but so at the same time, that's where the character connection begins. So if we're just kind of banking on the big moments so that we can kind of shove as much content as we can into a couple hours, if we're kind of pushing those moments off to the side a little bit, that's where all of the deep stuff really comes out.
Maybe it's while we're leaving. Maybe it's while we're walking away.
I think that's a better call. Yeah. I mean, we've already said enough. Even when Leslie was on, we've already done enough talking so that it would have taken your characters an hour to say all these things, and then you actually do want to get some sleep because you want to get up early and get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah.
And when we pick up, you can then continue that conversation on the road.
Yeah.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I can also imagine her being pretty quiet and introspective over the night, because like Leslie said, Ulla's been with these people for a couple of years now, and now she's kicked out, so she's probably like angry and sad and all that kind of shit. So she's probably not going to want to spill everything out to these two babies and a stranger, and two strangers and a baby.
2 men and a baby.
2 men and a baby.
Oh my god, it is. Yeah, we actually saw a hint of that because the very first time Keck said to her, "You better not bring these people to us, or I'll have to kick you out." Leslie roleplayed how that hurt her, that hit her.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So I think it makes sense to kind of do at the top of the session of the nighttime, like this is what happened, and then we're out on the road, the next morning. Yeah.
It's way too much work, but I actually want to do. We have our conversations both, like here and in Discord, and then we tape ourselves in character saying the coolest lines from that, and then we edit it together, like the coming up next, and it's just like the best lines from each character coming up next.
Yeah. We talked about this.
I will point out that the 1st is going to be the 3rd of July, which is a holiday weekend. She seemed kind of sketchy about playing on Memorial Day weekend in case something came up, so that might not be an option.
Yeah, we'll have to find out.
Yeah. We'll post something up in the Discord and feel it out and see, whether or not they're going to be around for that weekend or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If not, we can always do the 2nd weekend. That'd be the 10th, I guess.
Yeah.
This is a massive priority for me, so I'm in. Whatever.
I'll throw something in Discord tomorrow. Unless one of you guys beats me to it.
No. I'll take a back seat to any decisions like that forever. But I need to get on a Discord first. I'm still don't understand what's happening, but I'll figure it out.
It takes a while.
It doesn't even
Discord has replaced social media for me. So I'm off Twitter, and I had thought that Mastodon would be able to take over that. The population there just isn't big enough to really sustain conversation. So instead now I'm in Discord servers. So
I don't talk to anybody there either. Just you guys.
I'm in the Fandible one. I'm in the EN world. I'm in a couple others, and they're nice to just kind of pop in and out of. So
that's what
I've been hanging out in a few more Discord channels, just because ever since we set ours up, once in a while someone will mention and throw out an invitation. So like, what the hell? Check it out. And then that horror anthology jam that I was part of, they have a Discord channel, so I went there.
Oh, there you go.
Joined that. And it is kind of cool, although over the years, I've joined probably like 6 different Discord channels that were intending to be like a grassroots co-op, developers helping other developers, maybe open source, community of game designers, which always feels really good for about a week and then just
right
off.
Yep. As they end up just going off to the larger Discord channel servers anyway, and
probably.
Yeah.
Or they actually have a good idea and they're like, I'm not going to share this idea with all these strangers.
Right.
Go fucking write it and they can eat my dust.
You're right. Do we want to wrap this up then? I mean, not that we have to not talk anymore, but do we want to kill this broadcast?
I'm good to wrap. We're at 9:30 my time, so we've gone half an hour over what we usually schedule for. You know what? If I can get one just quick temp check. 2-hour Harmon Circle. That I think was kind of amazing, and it's kind of a Harmon circle if you read it real loose. How did it feel?
I thought it was
I
fine.
thought it felt real tight.
Yeah.
Good, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, two
Yeah.
with some wiggle room, so we have space to get that RP stuff in that we want, right? She said she was good till midnight generally, but if we
I wouldn't.
aim
Yeah,
for
I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't make it a regular.
no,
But like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like that 11:15 to 11:30 was real nice.
So I kind
Yeah.
of think like what this means is, I can aim for 2, but I don't have to be like super stressed about it. I can let it stretch out to 2.5 or maybe 3 once in a while. Aim for 2 and let it stretch if it needs to.
Yeah. That's what I think, because 2 hours is nice, because then I can. Usually we don't have a lot of outtakes because there's not a lot of fucking around in this game. Tonight was an exception just with the drops, right? So there's going to be a bunch of stuff to edit out. But typically, if we play for 2 hours, I have about 2 hours to split, and then that's an even split, and then that's two decent sized episodes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The shortest I like to go is about 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But it just depends on, it depends on what we have to work with. Sometimes if an episode is short enough, if it's like an hour and 15 minutes, then it just gets one episode on the podcast.
Mhm.
Because then you're releasing like a 35-minute episode after it's edited
had,
and, compressed and all that stuff.
If I've ever done an hour and a half, it was only one time. It must have been some weird situation.
John's first game back, I think it was episode 19, I think was short, and it went out as one episode. We had a lot of difficulties because it was after Hangout dropped, and we were trying to figure out Discord, and that was all kinds of trouble. So that was a short game. But Oscar runs fairly short games. I mean, our episodes run anywhere from like an hour 12 to like at the way outside 2 hours, but maybe like an hour and 40 minutes. So all of the episodes are short, which is fine. But again, I like to go less, too much less than 45 minutes feels kind of,
Mm-hmm.
if I had one game that I was releasing continually, you could cut them on beats, so you could have a episode that was 20 minutes or 35 minutes or 60 minutes if the beat hit the right way, because it's just the same story week after week after week, but we don't do that.
But well, I
Right.
try to avoid being formulaic, and I'm okay with a little bit of flex time, but I do like having a standard.
Mhm.
Then if you deviate from it, at least you know what you're deviating from, and it gives me a sense of pace that becomes like my normal sense of pace for this game, right? And it may be different
Yeah.
for another, but it becomes my normal sense of pace for this game, and it works in. The first time I tried to do a 2-hour circle for Fandible,
Right.
but they really confused me with the times because I was unclear whether we could do 4 or 2. Now, the difference between 2 and 3 may be considered a little bit of flex, but the difference between 2 and 4 is twice as much material, and I really wasn't sure what to do. And so there's just like they say about books and movies, when they go up and then there's a second act lag, there's like a boring middle part. And then it picks up again and gets exciting again before the climax. So it did that. And I think the reason it did that was because I was unsure how fast I should be moving. It's good for me. And the way I run, the narrative arc is important. And this is, again, just personal style. I know, the way that Oscar runs, or hell, even the way my idol Spencer Crittenden runs. It's like, I run for 20 minutes and you get a little taste and we go, whoa, cliffhanger. And it, like the very next, you have to wait till next week. You can do that. You can just run and stop on whatever looks like a cliffhanger and run and stop. If there's a lot of RP or a lot of action, you can do that. But it's me that loves the Harmon Circle and loves making an episode feel like an episode of a TV show, and therefore, at least on some level, have a feeling of closure, self-containment.
Right.
And that's why the timing is so important to me. I think it's an important, because when I ran without the Harmon Circle, I get lost and confused. It's not that I'm dependent on it, but that I enjoy having it so much. For me, it's a fruitful void. It's a tool that is a fruitful void. So if I have the times written out around it and I get used to that pace, then DayTrippers runs at this pace, or NightTrippers runs at this pace. And that just becomes the norm for NightTrippers. Fucking love that. I get what I want. Hopefully y'all get an experience that has some sense of closure or a good cliffhanger, and the audience gets a fairly concisely timed product, roughly the same amount of minutes each time. You get used to binging it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that definitely works.
So now I've gone on for like 15 minutes after I said just one last thing.
That's all right. All right, cool. Well, then we'll wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for checking it out, and we'll catch you next time.
Yes, we will.